Ham Radio Happy Hour. Good evening. It is 8 p.m. in Texas. We're going to get started here in just a minute, guys. Thanks for joining. How would you like to win a brand new Yaesu FT5D? I'm going to tell you about a project I'm working on that's going to start at the end of July. Watch this. On Saturday, July 29th, I will be getting on a plane going somewhere. I'm going to get on a plane and fly out of state to somewhere, and I'm going to take this brand new Yaesu FT5 with me. And when I land, I'm going to turn on APRS and Beacon APRS. The way that you win this radio, I'm going to gamify this. The way that you win this radio is you come find me on APRS. Each day I will post a new video. Every day I will record a video and upload it, and it will post the following day. And I'll tell you when I get there, I'll tell you where I am. I'll tell you what to look for. I'll tell you how to find me, because I will be KC5HWB-something on APRS. I'm going to fly to one spot, spend a day or two there, get in a car, drive to another spot in another state, and all the way be beaconing APRS. We're going to do some POTA along the way. We're going to end up at a really cool location at the end of all this. It's going to be a really fun event, so I invite you to join me. Look for me on APRS, and you can win this brand new radio. And there it is right there. Hey, guys, we're just going live. I've got Scott and Izzo in the Zoom chat. So the rest of you who are not here, Frank's not going to be here. It's going to be an awesome stream, guys. Frank's not going to be here. So y'all join us if you want to. Anybody who's got the link is welcome to join us. What's up, Scott? How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm just glad to be here and glad we got through another week. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yep. Izzo's got his cigar. What are you smoking tonight, man?
Tatawai Grand Conjun, and I just lost my lighter, and you know what that means. This is a priority one emergency.
Uh-oh. All right.
I'm getting old. I lost my lighter.
Oh, boy. Yep.
I'll find it. It's here somewhere.
You don't have like 6 backups waiting around the table there?
Right.
I swear to God, I normally do keep, but I was working the backup outside here.
Right.
Oh, here it is. See? It's never lost.
I broke open the final spooky unicorn with ghost peppers that Josh sent me. Spicy guava milkshake IPA. Now, if you're going to drink an IPA, boys, this is the way to do it. And I took a sip of it a minute ago, and then I promptly got up and went inside and poured myself a glass of milk. So y'all can call me Callum tonight if you want to. Because I'm drinking milk on the stream.
Is it really that hot?
It's pretty warm, dude. It's been I'm surprised. I love hot stuff. I absolutely love hot stuff. But the first one I drank on stream, Josh and I were drinking it together. It was probably almost a year ago, so this has been sitting in the fridge for a year. But I'm surprised it hadn't burned a hole in the can. The worst part was that your lip burned really badly. Yeah, it burned the tongue, the throat, and everything. Yeah, sure. But the worst part was your lip.
That never-ending tingle.
Yeah, it's just like your lip was on fire. So I'm drinking. I'm kind of fish mouthing it tonight.
Yeah, is that the normal color? Is that the normal color for an IPA or that particular one?
I believe it's a normal color for a milkshake IPA.
For a milkshake IPA.
Yeah, but they're all different. So
looks like an orange creamsicle.
But, yeah, It does.
That's exactly
But,
what I was thinking of.
But Josh went to the brewery that he was telling me. I was asking him about this. I don't know, a couple months ago, and I was like, "Dude, you got to get us some more of that." And he went there and asked him, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not brewing that anymore." And he's like, "If I order like 10 cases, will you brew me some?" I don't think he ever got it. So I want to know who in the audience knows about a brewery that brews a milkshake IPA with ghost or some kind of IPA with ghost pepper, some kind of ghost pepper beer. It makes sense that there's a milkshake. This is a milkshake IPA with ghost pepper. To me, that makes sense because then it's not too hot. There was like a sriracha lager that one of the breweries around here did, and they wouldn't serve it to you in anything but like a little shot glass, like a if you go in, you order a flight, and I'm like, can I get a pint? They're like, no, we serve it in the shot glass for the flight glass. Flight glass. That's the word I'm looking for. The flight glass. Take a couple sips of it and tell me what you think. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, yep, that's all I need. I don't want a whole pint. They're like, yeah, people don't want a whole pint of that. It's good, but yeah, you don't want to do that too heavily. So, but I bought some hatch chilies, and they may have some wang. I think you mean some twang. But hey, whatever you want to do there, buddy. So, yeah, good evening to everyone. Special shout out to people in the chat with green text. All the YouTube channel members. Of course, Ham Radio for Non-Techies was the first one I saw pop in there. Andy Callie's in there. AA0AM's in there. Ed, AC3IK. Ed gets on to the All-Star node and talks with us sometimes after my Sunday live streams, guys. So the rest of you guys are welcome to join that. I see Joe, W8WNA. Let's see, who else is in there? KK4PAL, T-Man, T-Ray's in there. Let's see, Todd, KJ7JHH. See you in there as well. Ham Radio Crusader, Freddie, feel free to join us. It's the same Zoom link as it always is. And Kevin KM1X is in there. W3FIQ. FIQ, that's a new one on me. So, KO4RNT. Appreciate you guys. I didn't say it was too hot for me, honey.
I was just going to say, did you see
said
your
it was
wife's...
hot.
That's funny.
I said it was hot.
They're always
Yeah, 'cause we go out-
They're always
No,
watching.
she
They're
always-
always listening.
She's very supportive of my live streams. She always watches my live streams. But I didn't say it was too hot. I just said it was hot. Because we'll go out and they'll say something's hot on the... Here's the thing, okay? So we'll go out to a restaurant and they'll say... And I'll order something. It'll be like, okay, this is hot. I'm like, is it hot? Really? Or is that just something you have to say? Because you got a lot of people from like New York coming in here or something stupid like that. So sometimes it's hot. Most of the time it's like, that ain't hot. Come on. So now she makes fun of me. And that's okay. I would make fun of her too. So it's not a problem. So Porker in the house. What's up, Ronnie? I think a lot of people are out of town this weekend.
Must be. Usually got a full house in here.
I know it, yeah. Great turnout in the chat.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you guys are drinking something, regardless of whether it's something harder or IPAing, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you're a guy like me now, so now you're gonna come. So like I'm coming to the end of my evening. This is my late night cigar right now that I've started.
Yep.
I had one of these back around 5:30. I was at my local cigar lounge, and I got a whole humidor of a whole bunch of things, but I wanted to smoke the same thing that I smoked earlier. Is it the same for you guys? If you start drinking a certain bourbon or whiskey, do you mix it around, or do you kind of continue to stay without for the rest of the evening?
So with bourbon and I'm not a connoisseur of bourbon and whiskey. I've gotten to be a little bit more because Frank is, and I'll say something nice about Frank since he's not here. Frank's he knows his bourbon stuff. He does. He's good at it. He's like, this is good, this does this, and this is distilled this way, blah, blah, blah. And most of the stuff he picks is actually quite tasty. But I'm not a bourbon guy. I'm more of a Scotch guy than a bourbon guy. And having said that, I'm not really big into any hard liquors, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick Scotch. But no, I'm with you on the cigar. Cigar is like a lasting flavor. You drink a bourbon, you drink a whiskey, you drink a Scotch, you drink a beer. take a swig of water, and it's gone. With a cigar, now, a lot of my friends will smoke a cigar, and they're like, dude, I smoked one last night, and it was like, I was still tasting it when I went to bed. I brushed my teeth. I tasted it the next morning. I brushed my teeth again. It's too much. I'm like, it is at first, but you got to get used to that. You got to push through that initial phase and then get used to it. So I don't have that problem as much as I used to because of the amount of cigars I've smoked, but it is still a more intense flavor and aroma. And you're not going to sip. Generally speaking, you're not going to sip on a glass of whiskey for a couple of hours. Bro. But you could smoke a cigar for a couple of hours.
Well, if you came home, I was at the lounge, you were at a lounge or a bar, then you come home to do your stream or whatever. Would you continue to drink the same, or would you?
Typically, no.
No.
I mean, maybe if I had the same thing at home, maybe, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I already had a Knob Creek, so I have to drink a Knob Creek at home. I wouldn't, I would just, usually I open up the cupboard and say, hey, that looks good, and whatever's there. So, not for me anyway. But I've gotten to the point now where I can smoke a cigar, and then after it's done, like an hour or two later, I can light up another cigar, and it doesn't have to be the same one.
All the time on my day off, absolutely.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've noticed is if I start smoking, like, let's say my first smoke is around 11 o'clock, or if I'm cutting the grass.
Yeah.
And it's so traditional. I have to be on that lawnmower because as a guy, I don't know if it's a guy thing, but we go into that deep thought while you're just cutting, and you think of, so many random thoughts, and you're smoking,
yes.
and you're just letting that mower just do its thing, and everything.
Yep.
But I do maybe more of a medium, but then throughout the afternoon, and especially for my late night, I have to have my full body. I cannot have something light in the evening, especially for a nightcap. Never, never, never.
Do you find that temperature and weather affects that? Would you rather smoke something fuller, like a Maduro full body in the winter more so than in the summer?
Nope, because
you guys don't get Texas summers up in Connecticut, but still, I mean, if it's
like today was, I think, a 92 humidity sitting at close to 9. Like now, it's very cool here on the back deck. I did not want to go to the garage. The garage is still hot, or a little bit too warm and everything. But it's the temperature dropped, the humidity's still there, but still, again, what have we said 1,000 times? Everyone's palates are different. So whether it's liquid or smoke, I don't care what it is. But one of the things that I have learned that the temperature makes no difference. It could be 0, and whether I'm in the ice out here on the deck or wherever, I'm still smoking my same cigar, still trying new stuff. That has no effect.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. A lot of people will be like, I love the breweries. And this is a sarcastic comment. Oh, let me acknowledge TC Fitz real quick. TC Fitz, $10 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I do have a pickle beer just for you tonight, TC Fitz. I knew you were going to be here, and I didn't tell you at first because I didn't want you to send me 99 cents to open this beer. But $10, I'll open the beer for $10.
There you go.
Upsell.
So there we go, right there.
Upsell.
So here's to TC Fitz in all of his glory. Oh my God! After a ghost pepper, actually, that's not too bad. Woo! So where was I going with that? So I love the breweries that you go in there at like summer, July in Texas. You walk into a brewery, and they've got 7, 8, 9 IPAs on the wall, a Pilsner, a lager, maybe a brown ale, maybe a Goza or a sour, a couple Gozas, a couple sours, something like that, maybe a Hefeweizen, and no stouts and no porters. And I'll ask them, you have any stouts? Oh, no, the weather's too hot for that. Okay, so I assume that means that this December, when it gets down into the high 20s, which it will in North Texas, people don't believe me, but it does do that, I'm going to come back in here, you're going to have 6 or 7 stouts on the wall, no IPAs. Is that correct? And they're like, well, no. Because IPAs just sell better.
I'm trying to follow the mentality. I'm trying to follow the mentality.
So a darker beer, like it's not like, that's why I was asking you that question. A darker beer is generally considered a colder or cooler weather beer. And a lighter beer is generally considered a warmer weather beer. A lot of times, if you're on a beach, you don't want something dark and heavy. You want something light, crisp, and refreshing, which I don't think IPAs are refreshing. They can be light, and they can be somewhat crisp, depending on which one it is. But a lot of them are just so bitter, it doesn't even matter. This is my palate I'm talking about here. You said everyone was different. I'm not a big IPA fan. But a lot of the times, people are like, how do you drink that stout? Mike will say this all the time. We'll go to field day. It's 105 degrees outside. We're sitting outside underneath the shade, but outside the whole weekend, and I'll pop open a peanut butter stout, and he's like, how do you drink that? I'm like, it tastes good. That's how I drink it, you know? So yeah, stouts are generally considered a cold weather beer. And a lot of breweries will brew more stouts in the winter, in the fall and the winter, when the weather starts to kind of dwindle and cool down. And that's cool. That's great. You know, when the Oktoberfests and the pumpkin beers start to come out in like September, October, November, that's when your stouts usually come out as well. And you can get some really good stouts through the end of the year, through January, February. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just like, I just always think, I think it's hypocritical to say, well, we don't have any stouts in the summer, it's too hot, but then the same breweries will have 5 or 6 IPAs on the wall in the winter. I'm like, that's a lame excuse. I understand why you do it, because the IPAs sell better, but just own that. Just own the fact that the IPAs sell better. And you don't want to make a stout during the summer because it wouldn't sell very well. Okay, that makes sense. Although I was going to buy one today, so, you know, there you go. But
you didn't buy enough cases. That's the problem.
Right, correct,
You got to be like Josh. 10, all right, out 15, 20. But Josh probably went high and see if the guy was going to bite.
I don't know. Yeah,
Josh is not here, but that would have been good.
Here's to you, TC. Here's to you, TC Fitz.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's actually not too bad after the bitter beer, or after the hot beer. So yeah, a dark, dry beer is damn refreshing on a hot day. See, I have gotten to the point, Scott, where I don't actually like the dry porters as much as I used to. I like the fuller bodied stouts. I like the sweeter, more malty stouts. I still like the porters, but some of those Irish porters or English porters that get really dry, I don't know. I don't like those as much as I used to. Again, that's just me. I had a Guinness 2 weeks ago and it was 70 degrees. Get out of my stream, 45 Auto, with that Guinness crap. Get out.
Why? Is that like drinking Foster's? Asking for a Foster's down under?
Yeah. I offered to buy some Foster's for Hayden when he was here at Hamvention. He's like, we don't drink that. You Americans drink that. I'm like, I know. That's why I want to give you one.
You only see it in the movies for
coincidentally
comic relief.
He's crazy. What's up, Freddie?
Not much, fellas.
You got a new setup there?
Just a little bit. I finally got the new computer in, and the cameras are starting to work. Go figure.
There you go. Awesome.
Stepping up in the world, one step at a time.
Okay.
One step at a time.
Well, welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you all for having me. Is it hot over there? Or?
A little bit.
Yeah. It's 90. I was 101, 102 earlier. I don't think it's quite that hot now.
Yeah, it was close to it today. I walked out to the mailbox and almost died, so I went back in the house.
Hey, Freddie, I'm spying. Is it a Jedi fighter? Is that on a D104 mic stand?
That's a TIE fighter.
That's a TIE fighter.
TIE fighter. Okay. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so help me out with
my grandkids get me. So
okay.
There you go.
But is on it? It looks like it's on a D104.
It does look. Oh, that's James Kirk.
Yeah, I got the Captain Kirk Bluetooth speaker right here. So
there you go.
Best of both worlds.
Nice.
Been working on Skywarn Plus all day today. Got a video coming up from that. It's another feature. They just had an upgrade. So some more cool stuff coming. I'll tell you what.
Good.
The guy knows what he's doing. I tell you what, that's somebody you should have on the live stream. Mason Nelson. Maybe I can work that up for you. This guy's,
work that up.
He's the one that wrote Skywarn Plus.
Oh, yeah, definitely work that up for me. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it too.
We could piss off all the people who think that Skywarn's not a real thing inside of ham radio.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, here in the Northeast, it's huge. It's a big supplement.
I know it is, but there's YouTube
agency.
Yeah, and as well it should be.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of YouTubers who I'm not going to name on the stream. But if I was to say it out loud, Don, you know who I was talking about.
I'm gonna start
Who
going
says
scrolling through the list here.
MCOM's not a thing. MCOM's stupid. MCOM's I'm like, whatever. Go away. Phil, he says it's triple digits up in Kansas City, and I'm downing Yingling lagers. The key word in that phrase is lager. Although Yingling is a dark colored beer, but I wouldn't call it a dark beer. But Yingling is good. I like the Yingling, oldest brewery in America. In case you didn't know. Yes, yeah, it's not a great beer, but it is a good beer. I like Yingling. So I used to get Yinglings all the time when we'd go east, Louisiana, Kentucky, Florida, wherever, because they didn't used to serve them in Texas. They started distributing to Texas a year and a half or so ago. So now I can get them all the time. They're not as smoky and the bandit to me as they once were, but they're still good.
Did you ever try their Hershey Stout?
I did, and I was disappointed. I did not like it. I thought it tasted like burnt chocolate.
Yeah.
And Shiner made one 2 or 3 years ago that was a chocolate stout. One of their birthday brews. They do a specialty flavor every year for their birthday brew, and it tasted like burnt chocolate. And if you're going to make a chocolate stout, make it taste like sweet milk chocolate. If you don't like sweet beers, don't make a chocolate stout. It's very simple.
Like Young's Double Chocolate.
Yes, that is good. Yeah, anything by Young's is good. Yes, absolutely. Southern Tier, who I've talked about a bunch on the stream, and somebody hit me up on Discord the other day. They're like, hey, what was that brewery you're talking about in New York? Southern Tier. They make the Pumpkin and the Warlock. In fact, those are going to probably come out here in the next couple months. They make one called Chocolate, CHOCALAT. It's like the old world spelling, the English spelling of chocolate or something like that. I don't know. And it is freaking awesome. It is very good. And then they make one called Mocha, where they take the chocolate and they dump some coffee into it. And that is even more outstanding. So anybody who ever finds Southern Tier chocolate or Southern Tier mocha, send me your PayPal info because I want you to send me some of that stuff. So yeah, that's a real thing. But yeah, I'm still looking for a Ghost Pepper IPA. Somebody in the chat a minute ago. Let me scroll back up to no. Ghost Fish Brewing Company makes a Ghost Pepper IPA. Never tried it. William says WC8K. I don't know Ghost Fish Brewing. I'm not familiar with them, but send me some. I'll pay you for it. Send me some. I'd like to try it. So what else is happening, guys? It's a small crowd tonight. I'm going to give y'all more time.
Got Ham Holiday in Oklahoma City tomorrow morning.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. It's be my first one. I've never gone to the
show.
Fest in Oklahoma City, but
it's a good show. The one in Claremore is better.
Yeah,
just
that's
because
my go-to.
just because it's bigger. But the Oklahoma City Ham Holiday, it's a fun show. I would go. If I didn't have to get on a plane tomorrow, I'd probably drive up there for it. So.
Oh yeah, you got the big event coming up.
Yep.
So let me get this straight. Do they got to come and physically find you, or just find you on APRS?
No, they got to come and physically find me.
This is going to be
if they want me to hand them the radio, they're going to have to come find me so I can say, "Here you go." So, yeah,
sweet.
Yep. Looking forward to it. So should be a fun thing. So we'll see how this one goes, and I've already got ideas for at least 2 more if this one goes well. So
I can do the APRS thing. I can't follow you tomorrow. I'm sorry, but I've got an FT5D already, so I think I'll be all right.
I'm not going to be near you anyway, so it's not going to matter. I'm flying somewhere, and it is not to Oklahoma or Texas.
Oh,
so
someplace exotic.
Someplace exotic.
So what are you doing, man? Tell us. What are you going to do?
Okay, so that's the commercial I played at the beginning of the stream, but you probably didn't hear it because you were on the Zoom. So tomorrow, I've got a brand new FT5D from Yaesu that was that Roger at R&L Electronics and I split the cost on. He sold it to me for basically, he's like, look, I'll sell it to you for this price. just give me some advertising on your, because I hit him up and I said, hey, I want to do this thing. And I explained it to him. He's like, yes, that sounds great. I'll sell you one for half price. Just give me some advertising. I said, sure, of course. Yeah, I do that anyway. Every comment I get in my videos about where I talk about R&L, someone comes along. There's at least 1 or 2 people that come along and comment about R&L saying, hey, had a great experience. They're great people, easy to work with, very reliable, that kind of thing. So RNL.com has a different daily special every day, like Woot.com. If you've ever looked at Woot.com, they have a daily special every day. So, so I hit him up and I said, I want to do this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on a plane tomorrow morning. I leave it here at about 11 a.m. And I'm going to record a video before I leave and when I land. And when I land, I'm going to say, okay, here's where I am. And show pictures and whatnot. And I'm going to get that video edited that night and put that video on the stream on Sunday. So the videos will be a day behind. But I'll be like, okay, I'm on APRS. I think it's going to be KC5HWB-5. I think I'm going to do -5. So, so I'm going to turn. So when I land, I'm going to turn the radio on, start beaconing in APRS, go to where I'm going that night. Probably hit up a brewery or two. During the trip, we're going to hit up POTA a couple of times probably. But I'll be beaconing in APRS kind of, not 24/7, but during the trip when I'm going places. And we're going to get in a car on Sunday or Monday and drive to another state. And be beaconing. Of course, it's 5 watts. FT5 is 5 watts. Beacon in APRS, 5 watts. But it's going to be in a metropolitan area when I land tomorrow. So it's not going to be out in the middle of backwoods Arkansas or something like that.
Can you say and tell me if Ashbet in Italian? Ashbet means shut up. Be quiet. Are we talking maybe up to 3,000 miles? I mean, could it be? Want to say maybe a call region or just guys? Am I asking?
You're just gonna have to watch. You're just gonna have to watch.
Fair is fair.
No, you're not just gonna have to watch.
Okay.
Digital Rancher, Robert, if you've got the Zoom link, you're welcome to join us tonight. If you don't have the Zoom link, hit me up in Discord and I'll send it to you. So, Digital Rancher, yeah. He says, Woot was great until Amazon bought them, which is very true. Yes, very true. So, it will not be in 5-land, JT6188. It will not be in 5-land. So, I'm actually going to go somewhere. Okay. But
I don't want to spoil you. I don't want to spoil.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I just didn't know to kind of help some of these,
Watch the video, and when the video pops, watch it, and then share it to your audience.
Well, you're bringing with you, though. Who are you bringing with you? You said you're going to...
Nobody. I'm going to meet somebody there. I'm not bringing anybody with me.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
okay.
This is a rogue op.
Right. So I'm beaconing APRS while I'm on this trip. Be like, okay, here's where we're going. And I'm recording videos and telling you everything I'm doing, but the video won't post till the next day. But the APRS is not going to change. So once I post the video on Sunday that I record on Saturday, you're going to know what that APRS is. You can go to APRS.fi. You can look at, oh, there he is.
Just going to say, I'm going to be on the web looking.
Right, exactly. So the first person to come find me where I am gets a brand new FT5D handed to him. Brand new in the box. So I'm going to take it out of the box and beacon with it, but I'll put it back in the box, and here you go.
If I walk out of the 911 center, because the 911's ringing, hang on, guys, I'll be right back. Jason's over here. But Connecticut could be a stretch.
Yeah, Connecticut. Yeah. Well, not so much. I mean, I'm going about that far. So.
All right.
But,
there's a hint. So you just dropped another hint.
Dropped another hint.
Keep on drinking. Keep drinking.
That's right.
Let's get them
liquored up. Drinking. Yeah, that's right.
Keep drinking that pickle beer.
I'm going to write where I think you're going to be going to.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in an envelope as soon as I can find one. Maybe another live stream will open up and see if I was correct.
Okay.
I have a prediction too. I'm just trying to think how I should do this.
Because I'm very detail oriented. You said a couple things that kind of triggered some stuff in my mind.
Okay.
And
I'm wondering if I should text you right now. So Jason doesn't know it. Maybe I should just send something to you in Discord and say, If
you promise not to share it, I will tell you if you're right or not. I mean, everybody's gonna know on Sunday when the video posts. So
I'd rather keep the suspense going. It's more fun.
Yeah,
That
keep
Yeah,
the suspense, man.
yeah.
This is like Christmas. You don't open
Yeah.
the wrapping paper a little bit. No,
yeah,
no.
right. Yeah.
it is a kid.
Yeah. So Bradley from Facebook, what is the radio? Continental U.S. Yes. Within the continental U.S. Yes. Yes. Within the continental U.S. Within the lower 48 states. So it'll be somewhere in there. But yeah. So it's but it's gonna be fun. I was like, I've never done anything like this. I've seen other people do stuff similar to this. Ryan Trahan, if you guys ever watch him on YouTube, he does some weird stuff. Weird isn't good, really cool, really well thought out stuff. But I'm just like, shoot, I could do this with APRS, and I know Mike's not going to come find me, so it makes it even more the sweeter. So
I have like 10 tomorrow.
yeah. So yeah, I was like, we're gonna do APRS. I think the next thing I'll do is I'm gonna get a Fox transmitter.
Ooh.
Well, the first idea I ever had, and I'm gonna do this. I want to get in the truck and hit the road, and I'll either go north towards Oklahoma, or I'll go west towards New Mexico, or I'll go east towards like Shreveport, or maybe Texarkana. And I haven't decided yet. But again, I'm not going to tell people. I said this is where I'm going, and I'm going to call CQ on 6.52 simplex. Everybody's always complaining. There's no activity, which is right. It's a good complaint.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I might buy it. Brand new FTM 500, or maybe some other new radio that comes out. And the first person to find me on 6.52 gets it. So let's drum up some interest on 6.5. Turn your radios on and monitor 6.52 for crying out loud. And, let's do that. So I want to do that as well. That was the actual first idea that I had. And then this trip came up as kind of like something, and I'm like, oh, I could even do that. So we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm doing, starting tomorrow. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun.
Sounds like it. We still have a little bit of time before 10 meters peaks in this solar cycle, correct?
I think so.
2025 peaks and it starts going downhill from there.
I believe that's correct.
Right.
I'm hoping we're going to see a lot more activity on 10 meters. I know it might have been difficult because the bands goes up and down and, different weather factors and things like that to affect it. But it'd be kind of cool if we, because I ever since I got into ham radio 2 years ago, everybody's always talking about how great 10 meters is.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I got in just at the butt end of the lower end of solar cycle 24, and solar cycle 25 hit last year, and now we're getting into that, and now 10 meters starting to open up. I still haven't made any contacts except through FT8.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think it'd be fun.
It's been up and down. Mike's been doing those weekly live streams about Technician Tuesday, I think he calls it, where he just gets on 10 meters, and he stopped doing it because 10 meters kind of died for a while. And I think he did it again last week. But when I was in Galveston around Memorial Day, I think it was. I think that's the last time. It was after Dayton. I think it was the week after Dayton. We went to Galveston for a week or two. I go to Galveston, and the state park is literally 7 to 8 minutes south of where our house is. So I'm like, I go down there all the time. My wife she signs into work that morning, and I'm like, all right, I'll see you in a few hours, and I go to the park. So, why not? I wish the closest park I have here is like 30 to 40 minutes away. If I had to park 7 or 8 minutes from here, she was asking me about that. She was like, well, are you going to do that again at Labor Day? I'm like, oh yeah, it's right there. Why not? So I went down there one day, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to set up and I switch back and forth between my Chameleon Impasse 2.0 with the 17-foot vertical and my Pac-10. And one day I activated the Pac-10 is great because it's 4 bands. And the vertical can be multi-banded as well, but you kind of got to adjust the whip a little bit. So I went out there one day, and I'm like, you pull out the whip the whole way, and it's supposed to be resonant on 20 meters. So you pull it down a little bit, and you can get it down to 10 meters pretty easily. I'm like, I'm going to try 10 meters. I'm going to start on 10 meters, make a few contacts, and I'll finish out the day on 15 or 20, something like that, because all those bands were up at the time. I didn't leave 10 meters. I made 150 contacts on 10 meters from POTA. I worked 2 Gulf English park-to-park stations. Wow. They were Gulf Zero stations, I think, in England at a park, calling back to me because I was sitting on a frequency on 10 meters. And I was like, CQ POTA, CQ. And they're like, hey, park-to-park. Yeah, park-to-park, go ahead. Yeah, Gulf Zero something. I'm like, what did you just say? What? Yeah, Gulf Zero. I was like, what's your park number? Gulf, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, holy crap, dude. I was like, he was like 5'5". Sounded great. So we're 2 Gulf English park-to-park stations. I think I got Canada's easy from Galveston. Get Canada all the time. I think I got Alaska that day, 2 or 3 in South America. A guy in Spain called back to me. He wasn't at a park, but he was, Echo Alpha something. A couple of X-ray Echo stations in Mexico. So I'm just like, 10 meters was on freaking. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to 20. I'm staying on 10 meters. I made 156 contacts that day on 10 meters POTA. So, but yeah, that was fun. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that 10 meters is back open again when we go back to Galveston at the end of this month after the Huntsville Ham Fest. So we'll see if that happens or not.
Be awesome.
I will tell you, when I first got licensed as a tech in '89, so 1990, I was on the midnight shift, and I would get home, work Europe on 10 meters on a unit end. I think it was an HR 2510 or something, those mobile radios.
Yes. Yeah, 2510.
Mm-hmm. Using an Antron 99 CB antenna, and I adjusted the rings.
Freaking
with the
awesome antenna.
Awesome. Oh my God.
Great antenna. Yes.
It added a D104. My grandfather helped me out with the D104. He removed the amplification side of it, and what the audio was incredible. Mm-hmm. It was perfect, at least for my voice. Go get some sleep for a couple hours, get up in the afternoon, and then you're working South America, Central America, 4 land, 5 parts of 5 land. It was just an incredible. But then all of a sudden we learn, as the cycle starts to go down on that slippery slope down, which some of us like me, I actually prefer the second half of the cycle going down, because I miss my 40 meters. I love 40 meters. Yeah. My 40 meters has shrunk right now. I miss it. But I also like a good challenge. But for the 10 meter enthusiasts, hang in there, because it's funny watching DX Heat and a few other spotting pages, and occasionally the POTA page. I was chasing Hawaii and I was chasing Alaska over the last couple of days on 10 meters, and just trying, switching antennas from the DX Commander to the off center fed, playing that game. It's fun. It's just fun to challenge it and try to hear them, pushing the attenuator, see if that helps, so you don't, but you're also raising your potential noise floor. So you're playing that whole game of, wherever you are. It'll come.
I kind of adopted the little trick that Mike does when we go out and do POTAs. I have a little antenna switch, and I'll bring out 3 or 4 antennas, hook up all 4 of them in different directions, different configurations, and just switch through them.
Yes, that's a great. If you got
that's a great idea.
It is. It's
best of both worlds.
Ham stick. It's amazing. You take a ham stick and you take a wire, and it's amazing. And you play that game, man. Play that game of, and it's fun, and you're also learning too. You're also learning.
Scott, your audio sounds great, but every now and then it kind of clips out when on the highs. I think your gate is set a little high.
Turn it a little better.
Give me a 10 count.
1, 2, 3, 10. Test. Check.
That's okay for now. So
just sing a few notes.
Yeah.
You're 5'9".
Yeah, I had my K3 out at where were we? We were somewhere. I had my K3 out there, and it's got 2 antenna ports on it. And Mike was looking at it. He's like, "Oh, 2 antenna ports. I don't need the switch."
He was drooling. He had
yeah. I was like, "Yeah."
So what do you do for that then? How do you? Is there a button to select?
Yeah, there's it's just a push button.
There you go.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, the antenna switch is built into the radio basically.
There you go.
So yeah. So it's but yeah, having we had Mike usually brings his switch, so we have an infed half wave and like the DX Commander up, and he was like, can it switch? Which one do you hear him better on? Depending on which way they're which direction they're coming from, that kind of thing. So it's a good way to do it. I really like that. I've got a switch I keep in mind now. I haven't used it because I generally am too lazy to set up more than one antenna, but I have the option if I want to.
Did you ever get spark?
Say what, Scott?
You ever get those spark plug antennas, the 50 watt and the 100 watt?
I don't have the 50 watt. I have the 100 watt.
100 watt. If you got the 100 watt, you're fine.
Yeah.
The 50
that's
watt,
the.
because it's a little bit smaller and just kind of fits in your pocket,
Right. Yeah. When he announced, I first heard about that antenna. I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. It's only 50 watts. Maybe I'll get it. And then he announced 100 watts, and I'm like, let me know when you have that, and I'll buy one. And I did. And I've used that at Galveston 3-4 times. Love it. Love it. Great antenna. I mean, it's an end-fed half-wave, man. You can't freaking beat an end-fed half-wave. It's just.
I think it's like a 60-1 or something. It's not.
I think it. Yes. Yeah, but I put about 63. I started with 66 feet of wire, and I ended up cutting it down to about 63. And it's resonant on 15, 20, and 40, and it's like 2-to-1 on 10.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. It's a little high on 10, where the pack antenna is like flat on all 4 bands.
Oh, you also have the K8MRD mod on that. Right.
I have two pack antennas. One of them he built for me, but one of them I got from Kevin a while before that, and both of them are flat on 10.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, the difference between Mike's is he used a yellow soda beams wire, so it's easier to see, and he also put a link in it for 17 meters, and I've used that a couple times. 17 meters is fun if you're out at a park and there's activity on 17 meters. It's kind of fun to do.
Oh, go ahead.
I've just resolved when I said I wasn't going to buy any more antennas, which is the biggest lie.
Right. Right.
This is my last gun.
Yeah, because you're going to say the psychology. You're going to say I don't need any more because I have one or two, or I have my one. Right. I think we have all become, between radios, antennas, and other pieces of equipment in this hobby, we're almost like a car connoisseurs, where these guys like the Jay Lenos who have the garage.
Right.
I am, and I don't care anymore. I've I picked up the coffee and the ham radio one I like, and I picked up a Nelson.
Got a Nelson.
It's amazing the difference though sometimes on 20. I see more of a difference on 20, but I don't know why. I don't know if it's propagation or just maybe where I'm local, where I'm operating, where there's like down by the beach where there's nothing to obscure a signal, houses, trees, etc. But when I put it in the inverted V, it just seems like it's just where I'm not saying the sloper doesn't do it, but the inverted V just seems to be just to sometimes outperform a little bit, and it doesn't make a difference which antenna it is. That's I have a soda beams. I have the NI4L. I mean, I've got like, I don't want to say I'll be in antenna anonymous here. I think I got 6 antennas now sitting in my POTA bag, and I keep watching that spark plug website. I keep looking just to kind of see when that 100-watt version is going to be.
He was that guy was at Dayton for the last 2 years, and I met him for the first time 2 years ago, and I saw him again this year, and I mean, it's not a kit. He sells it to you. All you do is you put your wire on it, and you're done.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. And it's I like it. I mean, I like it. I think it's good. I've got that in my POTA bag. My POTA bag is now that the Explorer backpack from Gigaparts. I have 2 pack antennas in it. I have the spark plug gear antenna. I have my Impasse 2.0 from Chameleon. And as soon as I get the wire added to my car antenna and my K6ARK, Adam, when he released his 100-watt, I was like, snag. So I need to add, I built both of those. I built the car antenna, and I built the K6ARK 100-watt version, and I just need to add wire to them and tune them. And I was going to take them to Galveston last May and do that, and I forgot to bring them, so they're sitting here in the shack. And then I've got something. Oh, I picked up the LEFS from Chameleon recently, which is rated at 800 watts.
Great antenna. A little pricey, but it's a great antenna.
A little pricey, yeah. Chameleon stuff is not cheap.
It's quality. From what I've read, though, is this a correct statement from you guys who have it? Excuse me. The quality of all their products is just phenomenal. You can't beat the quality.
I wouldn't say all of them. There's 1 or 2 antennas that are maybe a little bit iffy, in my opinion. But most of them, yes. I love my MPass 2.0 is great. The LEFS, I haven't used it yet, but from what I can tell, it's the build quality is really good. So,
yeah, I got the LEFS, I got the MPass 2, and I also have the MCOM 3.
I don't have that one.
MCOM 3 kind of iffy. The LEFS is my favorite of all of them. And considering I spent a dump truck of cash on the 2.0, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But the 2.0 gives you versatility. You have different configurations of that one antenna system that fits the backpack.
Correct. But the cool thing about the LEFS is it'll handle the high power. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to take my KPA 500 to the beach and pump it through that sucker. And I'm going to do a 500 watt POTA activation next month. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. So.
You know what's gotten to me now? So now when you start buying all these antennas, I went on to Amazon. I was playing around with these nice zippered pouches. I finally found some nice zipper pouches I like. Now my duffel bag is, I'm like, should I just get another? I love Mystery Ranch backpacks.
Those are very nice backpacks.
But I really don't need that fact. But do I need now a separate bag now just for all the antennas? Because my other bag that has feed line, connectors, rope, all the stuff that we need, insect repellent, all that whole punch list. I'm running out of room. So it's like I need a bag to carry my other stuff that's in a bag. I feel like I feel like this is a whole George Carlin episode of my life now that I'm going through of stuff and how to carry it. And
so Gigaparts has that. Have you seen that Explorer backpack from Gigaparts? Yeah. Okay, so they've got it's all modular, and they've got the zipper pouches with the Velcro, and you can adhere them to the inside or the outside of the bag. Jason sent us an email today, me and Mike and Josh, maybe one or two other people, I don't remember. They're working on a pouch, a Velcro pouch that'll go inside that bag that will hold the 891 or the 7300. They already have a 705 pouch. So you have to take it out of the cage you have it in. But 705 pouch, and they'll have an 891 pouch and an IC 7300 pouch that'll just Velcro in there, and you put the rails on it. The picture has the rails on it, so I assume you can get the portable zero rails and do that with it, and just put that in the bag, and then you've got it all in the bag there. So that's gonna be pretty slick. But that's a neat backpack. I like the way that it's designed. I wish it was a little bit taller because it won't hold my spider beams mast. That's my only complaint about it. It's not tall enough to hold a decent sized fiberglass mast. You can get like those little Gocher masts and whatnot. You can get those in there, of course. But like the spider beams, the DX Commander mast or the TN07 mast or something like that, those aren't going to fit in there. So that's my only complaint about it. But supposedly they're making an add-on that is a mast holder for that bag as well. So they've been very very like, hey, tell us what we should add to this. What do you want to see? How do you want to do it? What do you want to see next? So the 891, I think, was KM4ACK's idea. I'm pretty sure Mike told him to add the 7300. They did the 705 on their own, and Mike's like, you need 7300 in here. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of do. So, but
I really wish that they're going to be making bags for stuff that's obviously going to be using the radio portable. Every one of my portable radios, my 891, my 7300, my 705, they all have those little cages and stuff on them. It would be that much difficult to add a half an inch to the width of the bag so it'll accommodate for that particular item.
So the mock-ups I saw about the pouches that hold those radios included the rails.
Okay.
So
say, Scott, my pouch.
We'll see.
Again, I think like all of us, you search high and low, and this and that.
Yeah.
For my 705 goes into a backpack. It's not a mystery ranch. I forget the one, and I hate to say this, but I will give it credit. One of the Facebook POTA groups or QRP groups talked about this, and sure enough, it fits with the rails and it fits right into the backpack. It's once you stop fighting it, that's always been the process. I want something that comes out zip, comes out easy, but yet protects it, keeps it clean, the whole 9 yards, fits into something. And once you stop fighting that portion of it, it makes our operating so much more easier.
Yes.
And speeds up the process too at the same time.
So you might have been talking about, Scott, the rails for the 705, and the 705 bag does not hold it fits the 70. You take everything off the 705 and you put it in the bag, and it fits in there very snug and nicely the way you would want it to. But if you have like a POV cage or that wind camp cage that they sell, whatever it is, yeah, and you put it won't fit with that. So yes,
what I'll do is, Scott,
I'll
do is I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link, Scott.
Okay.
Well, no, I with my 705, Gigaparts sent me the 705 backpack. And I did a review on it. I was like, okay, this is really cool, but again, I'm taking this thing portable. I spent $100 and some odd on this cage, and I can't bag. So I found a $60 bag, half the price of what they wanted for the other thing. It fits my 705, a battery, 8 antennas, my analyzer, all kinds of stuff, and all in one shot. And it worked.
I looked at the Icon bag for the 705. I looked at it, and Gigaparts offered to send me one, and I was like, no, I don't think so. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I mean, for what it was, for the price it is, and for what it did, and especially did not hold, I didn't like it. Their Explorer backpack is a much better option, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm going to find somebody who wants my Icon bag. And I'm just gonna give.
Yeah, you can probably sell it. Yeah,
I'm not gonna listen. People have helped me. I'll pay it forward because the one thing I do like on that Icon bag is that mount. And if you're into VHF, UHF,
the side mount,
you throw a diamond half wave on there or a common half wave, and you can work, your FM, your D-Star, whatever, or you want to listen to some broadcast radio, go listen to the ball game, whatever. It's a great thing. But as far as anything else, I agree. The storage capacity is not there at all.
Right.
It's very disappointing. But hey, everything else has been a win-win with them. So to me,
yeah. Well, and I don't know, Don, if you're planning on getting an IC 905, you might want to keep that thing because it's supposedly it'll fit the 905 just fine.
No, I've actually been looking at these smaller radios. Kevin, K0KLB, has been playing around with this 5-watt radio. I was looking at those small, tiny ones from AliExpress. I don't know. I'm going to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait just a little bit longer before I buy something that fits in the palm of my hand.
So James is wanting to know which bag we're talking about specifically. So I'm going to share this screen here. This guy at... All right, let me know if you guys can see that. It's not showing on my... You guys can see it. Let me know if you can see that in YouTube because it's not showing on my
Oh, it went up in price? I think it was like $159. Now it's $180.
Yeah, it says it's $180 now. $179. So that's the Icon bag. That's the LC192. That's the multifunction Icon bag.
That's the REI version.
Yeah. So, yeah. And again, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the bag specifically. I just didn't like the options on it. Screen yeah, I think the screen is, I don't think the screen is working correctly. Okay. Let's do it this way.
See what happens when Frank's not here?
I know it, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they can still hear us. So here's the Gigapart site with the LC192. Yeah, okay. Thanks guys for the Zoom froze. I know that's what I was seeing too. For some reason it's not sharing this it's not showing the share screen on the Zoom. It should be good right now. So this is the LC192 bag on the Gigaparts website. And then if you get, let's see, if you go back here, and it's got, no, not that. That's the IC705, obviously. So this is the Explorer. In fact, you know what? Let's just go to my page, because my page has it on there. You can always save a 5% discount on everything on this page with the coupon code of KC5HWB. This is their Explorer backpack, and that's the specific IC705 pouch that comes with it. And it's got on the back of this pouch, which it doesn't show you right here, it's got Velcro. And inside of this bag, that whole inside right there is Velcro. Underneath those two pouches right there, and the one on the top, the 705 pouches on the top, these two on the bottom are universal. Underneath all this is a big Velcro strip that's on the inside of the bag. So you can rearrange these as much as you want to because it's all like modular. move stuff around. And again, they're about to release an FT891 and an IC7300 pouch that go inside there, and you could just move stuff around all you want to. So it's very versatile, very easy to, kind of set up the way you want it and whatnot. So it's just a good, it's a nice bag. Mike carries his around a lot. I carry mine around.
This will hold a pole, right?
It on the outside. So I've got my pole. It's got pockets on both sides, and I put you talking about a fiberglass pole, like a telescoping,
like the Expedition pole, or one of the I can't remember the British company that makes all the cool
soda beams.
Soda beams. Yeah.
So the soda beams is the soda beams has a small one. It'll hold that just fine. But I have a Spider Beams mast, and that's the one I generally use, and I have the DX Commander mast as well, and the TN07 mast. It's not tall enough to hold those. And that's why I was telling Jason at Gigaparts, I was like, I'd like it if I could hold my telescoping mask when it's broken down inside the bag. And he's like, we got an add-on coming for that. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, good.
Weren't they working on a mast or a little pole, a little miniature pole was supposed to be like a rival to the soda beams for a while?
I believe so. I believe they were. I think Mike was working with him on that, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah. So we'll see. Will it fit a hamstick? No, it's not nearly that tall as a hamstick. Robert, what's up, dude?
Hey, guys.
What's up, Robert?
Nice to see everybody. Thanks for the invitation. Just came in from doing the goat, so I was like a mess whenever I was sending you that note. So I took a quick shower, grabbed a drink, and cheers, everybody.
Yeah, cheers. Happy hour. So good. Thanks for joining us. Good deal. You guys go check out Digital Rancher on YouTube. So, will the Explorer fit a 7000 or a 706 Mark IIG? No. I don't currently know. Will the FT891 bag hold those two radios? Maybe. I don't know. Those radios are sort of the same size. Maybe. I don't know. It's a good experiment. When I get one, I'll let you know. I'll test it and let you know. But they're not.
Hold on, wait. 706 Mark II. That's not a big. And that head comes off.
Right.
It won't. You still think it won't fit it?
Or
is it just too tight?
I don't. Well, I mean, like you could throw it in the bag. I think he's asking about like a little sleeve for it.
Sleeve for. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right.
So I think that's what he's asking for, and they're not going to make a sleeve for a discontinued radio. They're just not going to do it. I don't think they'd have enough demand for it. So the sleeves they're currently looking at are the FT891, the IC7300. And it will fit. The IC7300, as big as it is, will fit in that backpack perfectly. It's beautiful fit. Of course, the FT891 fits, and you have more room to put other stuff around it. But the 7300 fits just beautifully inside that bag. Mike Carey says he opens up the bag and he sets it in there, and he stacks stuff around it, and then he zips up the bag. So it'll totally fit an IC7300 in that bag. But now they're making a sleeve for it. It makes it a little bit more secure. And a little bit easier, a little bit safer to portable and to carrying around and whatnot. So,
any idea when they'll have the bundle back? Because I see the backpack itself's like $50, but there's no stock for the backpack that comes with all the little inner bags. That's a good price though. 104 plus your discount. Yeah. That's a steal.
They had that bag on $20 off, I think, about a month ago. And I was pushing it out on my channel. They will have a discount at the Huntsville Hamfest. I don't know what the discount will be, but they will have a discount at the Huntsville Hamfest, which I believe will be on the website also. So you'll be able to buy it on the website, as well as come to the Hamfest and get it for the discount. But I'll ask him about the bundle. I don't know about the bundle. So,
I mean,
it's
the bundle
a neat. Currently, right now, the two bags they have is the 705 and the universal bag. And I have two universals and a 705. I don't use. I took my 705 bag and I put my Rig Expert in it because I've got another bag for my 705. I don't think the 705 bag, unless you have a bare bones 705 that's not in a cage and you just don't have anything to do with it, then great. Yeah, sure, that's fine. But I didn't want to put my 705 in that. That was my personal preference, and nothing wrong with it. I just didn't want to do that. So I don't think the 705 bag is really, really worth it. But the universal bags are great. I've got antennas in one. I've got my 2-pack antennas in one. I've got a bunch of connectors and adapters and some power pole stuff in the other one. So if
Well, you've got that really cool case for your 705 too, right? That
Yes.
you picked up in Orlando, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still in there, and I've used it a couple times. I was tinkering with it the other day, doing some RFI testing on some power stations. But yeah. So I've got a special case for my 705, but that's what I do. But either way.
Well, I've got a question if you guys want to chime in on an answer for me.
Okay.
I've got a lot of new hams that watch our channels. And I stay in touch. I got the Facebook group, and I do the comments and email discussions with them. And a big question comes up a lot of times. I'm trying to tell them, they get into ham radio and they get an antenna, or they want to build an antenna, but they don't understand the concept of why you need an analyzer. And I try to direct them to getting an analyzer. The analyzers are expensive. I mean, let's face it, rig experts ain't cheap. They're worth every penny. But if you're brand new or you're 15 years old, you don't have a job, you can't afford crap. What would you guys recommend as an antenna analyzer that's going to be both affordable, reliable, and somewhat easy to learn and utilize for the new ham?
I would say the Nano VNA.
Yeah.
Now, there's a learning curve to the Nano VNA.
And there's a lot of counterfeits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just get it from RNL.
Yeah.
Right.
RNL.
Correct. Yes. Very correct. Get it from RNL. I would say the Nano VNA, or there's that other. It's a Chinese company. You can get them on like AliExpress and eBay and whatnot. I forget what they're called, but they look like a miniature version of the MFJ.
Okay.
And even an MFJ
Still,
MFJ is very hit or miss. Their analyzers are actually quite good.
Yeah.
They have very good antenna analyzers. So if you can find a used MFJ on QRZ or on eBay, that's a good option as well.
What I'm telling my viewers is if you know somebody that's in your area or have a ham club, somebody there has an analyzer. Go to your analyzer, tune your antenna, use resident antennas, and be done with it.
And more than one of them will be more than happy to be an Elmer to them and help them out with that equipment and teach them how to use it.
Correct.
I'm trying to look at worst case scenario because I've got one of my viewers is 15. Just got into ham radio. He's trying to learn how to do stuff, wants to build dipoles. Like, you still got to tune the things. Well, how do I do that? We got
Yes.
Finds me with a tuner.
Scott, what I would do is say, use your radio, right? Use the SWR meter on your radio, right? If you're a 15-year-old, you don't have any cash, right? I mean, I remember being 15, believe it or not, right? I never had cash. Use the SWR meter on your radio.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe a little bit more different here and there, but at least you can get down to a reading that's not good. That's going to be acceptable as far as a level of SWR you're dealing with on your antenna.
Yeah, the one thing they need to know, their radio is only as good as their antenna.
Right.
I think
so. Don dropped, presumably internet issues. Shane, I could hear you, but I couldn't see you. So you guys feel free to join back. I'm watching the waiting room.
Come to the light, Shane.
So Bob is talking about, and I want to address this real quick. Bob is talking about, got an email from Gigaparts saying they have the Rig Expert A55 antenna analyzer for $359. That's a good price. It's pretty much normal price. No, that's like $70 off. Normally that one's that's like $40 off. I think that was like $399, $389, something like that. Okay, so I don't want to divulge too much, and I'm not sure what I can and can't share. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. So Rig Expert, long story short, everyone knows that Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yep.
Rig Expert is in Ukraine. So when that happened, they ramped up production on several models of their antenna analyzers, fearing that they might eventually have to shut down and maybe flee their home country. I don't know the details behind that. This is I'm telling you the very, very tip of the iceberg part of the story that I know. Okay. That as of today, has never happened. They're still in Ukraine. The war is still going on, as far as I know. The invasion is still going on, but Rig Expert is still at their home base. Well, they've got all of these analyzers that they ramped up production on, fearing that they wouldn't be able to do that. And now they've got a backlog of these analyzers.
Oh, wow.
So
Overstock,
they're
huh?
going to be, yes, they're going to,
Are you hinting around to a fire sale?
yes. Well, so join Hayden just hit me up. Hold on. He's like, "Hey man, where are you?" I'm like, I'm on a happy hour, bud. Where are you?" So so yeah, so they are going, so Gigaparts kind of a little bit jumped the gun, and I don't think it was their fault. I did an email. So Bob, you should be on my email list as well as Gigaparts email list. I did an email, Gigaparts did an email saying, "Hey, these 3 models are going to be on huge sale. Here you go. And on top of that sale, you can save an additional 5% with my code." My email said that. And then Rig Expert's like, no, you're not supposed to start the sale until middle of August. So we had to pull it. No big deal. The sale is still going to happen. It is still going to be a thing, but it's going to happen like middle of August, something like that. So yes, the AA35, the AA55, and the AA230 are both going to be between $50 and $70 off, and you can save an additional 5% with KC5HWB.
Sweet.
I sold a bunch of them last week for him before we knew we weren't supposed to do that yet. And Gigaparts, they called me. They're like, "We got to raise the price back up," because I was like, "Okay, all right, no worries. Hey, it's all right. It's all right. No problem. So yeah, so people said, "Oh, they must have sold out of them already." I'm like, "No, they didn't either, man. They got thousands of these things." Join us, dude.
I wouldn't mind a Stick Pro. I don't care much for the really small, the itty bitty screen, which is why I had the AA600. Because as I'm getting older here, my eyes can't see stuff that's really close.
Yeah.
But I like the features and the fact that you can Bluetooth it to your phone through an app. I've seen Mike demonstrate the Stick Pro on his, and I thought that's kind of cool. I can look at my screen because,
Right.
let's face it, my screen's huge.
Yeah, at that point, you're bigger than the screen of the full size analyzer, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say this in. I don't know. I'm just going to say it. I like the Stick. They have 4 versions of the Stick now for some who knows why reason. And the only difference between all of them is what frequency they go up to. I don't get that. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. I have the Stick Pro, the black. They're all different colors. There's a blue one, a black one, a red one, and a gray one or something like that. I don't remember.
Beige. It's like tan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and the only difference between, as far as I know, is what frequency they go up to.
Like Johnny.
So, to do what?
Like Johnny Walker.
Right. Yes, correct.
I'm sorry. I'll
So
shut up.
yeah, no,
I'll shut up.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So I have the Stick Pro. It goes up to 600 megahertz. Plenty for me. I very rarely do 901.2. And it is USB-C rechargeable.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
And I'm like, and I did a video a while back, and shame on you guys for not seeing it. I said, this is the best antenna analyzers for off-gridders, preppers, and for field operations because it's USB-C rechargeable.
Now, isn't that
Oh my God.
that a little tiny company in a country that's having the hell bombed out of it can get USB-C in their stuff, but a big corporation that makes radios, not mentioning any names, can't?
Yeah. Not mentioning any names, but yes, correct. Yeah. So
Scott's got a little truth
let's
serum
get
over there.
a little truth serum, yeah.
The tequila makes the truth come out.
Going for that Molson rant.
Yeah. Well, I got a shaved head and wearing a black shirt, so yeah,
You're there.
the whole Molson thing.
Yeah,
Did anybody
exactly.
get any of the 2,000 Raspberry Pis that dropped today?
Today?
Today. They dropped like crazy this morning.
I did not. No.
Center or somewhere else.
There was a lot of them in America.
I didn't see that.
Adafruit, RPI locator on the Twitter, man. I was trying to do some video capture and my phone wouldn't shut up because of all the RPI alerts that drop down.
Are they all sold out now?
Probably so. I haven't looked at it in the last few hours. They don't last long in America, but
No,
they
they don't.
overseas.
Nope. Hey, you guys start chanting Hayden. Put Hayden in the chat. Trying to get Hayden to join. He's like, no, I got to go to lunch. He just hit me up on Discord saying, hey, have you got a minute for a private call? And I'm like, no, we're on happy hour. Join us. No, I got to go to lunch. Why do you ask me for a private call then, dude? Come on. So start putting Hayden in the chat. I told him I was gonna
of your friends.
Right, yeah. I was gonna start a chant. Hayden.
See Pi 3s for $25, but I don't see any Pi 4s or anything.
Well, there's one.
Arthur said he grabbed a 2. He grabbed a 2 gigabyte off of DigiKey, wherever that is.
DigiKey, yeah.
DigiKey.
That's where I bought my first Pi. Was from DigiKey.
Okay, I've always bought mine from freaking Amazon, but
Yeah.
I never.
So you said Hayden 3 times and Molson showed up.
Molson showed up. What's up with that? It's the wrong country, Molson.
Wrong effect.
Going the wrong way.
What's up, Daniel?
The land
Oh,
up
he's connected.
under. The land up under, not the land up under.
The land up under.
Up from under.
We were talking about it. I was talking about how I got the shaved head and the black t-shirts, and he freaking shows up like Beetlejuice.
Shows up.
Yeah.
Been tearing it up there in the that northern part of Canada.
Arthur says that DigiKey has 1,200 plus 8 gigabyte units in stock right now. Wow. We're gonna find that link, and I want you guys to buy all of these. No, I'm probably gonna
nodes to build.
That's right. We got All-Star nodes. Yeah, those of you who are not on my All-Star network should be. So come on.
Amen to that.
Let's go.
I can't get my stuff programmed properly.
We need to get. Hey, Scott, I was gonna talk to you about this offline, and I forgot. We need to get together on a video or a live stream.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is take your SD card out of the node you have now. We'll put a brand new fresh SD card in it. We'll image it, put it in there, and we'll build it together on stream. Get you set up. It's not a problem. It's easy.
Evening, guys.
What's up, Molson?
Oh,
Good to
just
see you, Daniel.
preparing to head home. I just had a great week of fishing and hanging out with family and POTA. So it was good.
Sweet.
Moose hunting?
That's in October, buddy.
That's in October.
That's in
Wow.
October.
Yeah.
So.
Our there's Hayden. Hayden, everybody wants you to join. Everybody wants you to join, Hayden.
Come
We
on,
started
Hayden.
chanting Hayden in the chat, and Molson joined. There's something wrong with that. So, hey, no, I'm teasing you, Daniel. Cool, man. I would
Cool.
love to go on a moose hunt one of these days.
Yeah, so
So,
I was invited to
freaking cool.
I was invited to go with a bunch of the guys here, so that should be a
Nice.
lot of fun. So,
Daniel, is that a lottery?
Huh?
Is that a lottery?
Typically it is. I like for myself and the guys here. No, we are allowed to do it without it. So
I was gonna say, if you live there, you don't have to do the lottery, right? That's just for usually out of state or out of area stuff. I thought.
no. So everybody has to do the lottery,
Oh,
but First Nations don't. So.
interesting.
But anyways, I activated 3 brand new, never activated POTA parks this week. That was awesome.
Nice. Very
Congratulations.
That is cool.
But it was
Very
tough,
cool.
man. Like I was planning to do 5 parks yesterday. I only got to do 2. And essentially they're all on logging roads. Like up here, you have to go old bush roads that are like miles deep. And like I'm taking my wife's minivan, and it's like off-roading with her minivan. And so you think it's going to take you 10 minutes to get to it, and it's like 40 minutes later and you're there. You don't know if you're going to get out. So
Wow.
I only got to activate 2 out of the 5 parks I wanted to do yesterday. So like I was saying in our private chat, I'm going to have to do hunting and POTA in October. So that should be good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wish I could find a place around here that allowed hunting inside of a state park, because that would be cool. That would be a thing.
Yeah.
But it's not allowed. So,
No.
yeah.
But no, it was good.
So
It was good. And you guys know I'm not a POTA like, oh, but it's just fun. It's great.
it is absolutely 100% fun. And if you were a POTA, I'd be okay with you. In fact, I'd respect you more probably. So, hey, Molson, how far are you from Vancouver?
Oh, like fucking. Oh, sorry. Like 6-day drive, 7-day drive. Like
Okay, so
thousands,
yeah, you're on the east
thousands of
side
kilometers.
then. Okay.
I'm middle east,
Okay.
Middle East.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like above New York State. So
Oh, okay. I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure, but okay.
Yeah.
So my wife and I are looking at doing a trip next year for an Alaskan cruise
oh wow.
to where we will fly to Anchorage, and we want to spend a couple days there before we take the cruise, and then the cruise ends in Vancouver. We want to spend a couple days there. So
That's
I gotta find some ham radio brethren that are in the Vancouver area.
Yeah, you do.
So,
Yeah, Vancouver.
but
You'll definitely enjoy your time in Vancouver. It's beautiful.
I've heard that. I've never been up there. I've been to, well, Windsor, but the north side of Niagara Falls. We went and spent 3, 4, 5 nights there a while back, but and it's pretty, but that's really kind of the only place I'm.
Very cool.
Okay, Izzo's dropping. He says he's internet and/or camera issues, and he has to be up at 5 a.m. anyway. So, thanks, Don.
Bummer.
Thanks for joining, bud. Have a good smoke. So so Arthur sent me a link to DigiKey, and they can still hear us. And I'm just sharing the screen here. The 8 Raspberry Pi, 1.5 gigahertz, 4-core, 8 gigs of RAM. And where's the add to cart?
Where's the link?
Yeah,
Quantity.
drop that link.
I'm gonna share it. I'll
He's
share
gonna
it.
make sure he gets his before he shares the link.
So there's I was looking for a price, really. Okay, so there's $75
For the 8,
each.
yeah, that's a standard price.
There's 1,200 of these. I'm not gonna buy them all. So there's the link in the chat right there. 1,200 of these suckers.
Yeah, $1 a piece. They can keep them.
Well, I threw in the link
For
for the
the-
4 gig, and it's 55.
for the- Yeah, for the 8 gigabyte, that's actually a standard price.
Yeah.
that's
The
the right
4
rate.
gigabyte is like 55 or something like that. But the 8 gigabyte, that's actually a pretty good price. You know, they were selling the 4 gigabyte 6 months ago. They were selling the 4 gigabyte on Amazon for $280. So $75 for an 8 gig doesn't sound that bad to me. That's like these days when they say, "Oh, hey, gas is a good price today at $3.19 a gallon."
Oh, jeez.
I was trying.
No, you've just been brainwashed into thinking that gas is a good price at $3.19 because it's not $3.33 like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's $3.19 today, so it's a good price.
Yeah,
Gas won't be a good price again until it's down to $1.85 a gallon, but that's my opinion. So
I was trying to find the box I had for my because I got the Pi. This is the Pi 4, 4 gig, I believe. And I added
Oh, that's a nice case.
which has the full size HDMI's in it. And I think, I think I only paid like 25, maybe $40 for the actual Pi, and then another $20 for the upgraded case for it.
Wait.
is that a 2 gig Pi?
No, this is a 4.
Is it 4? Okay.
Yeah.
The last 4 gig Pi I bought on Amazon, which was before the shortage crunch, I think I paid about $45 for it.
Yeah,
I
they
think it
weren't.
was about $45. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I still got a full pickle beer here for those of you who are willing to super chat me. TC Fitz is the only one who's gotten any pickle beer drinkings tonight. So
Really want to see him make that face when he drinks it. So make some super chats.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
KN6NLW. Okay, you're in 6 land. That's your first mistake. He says they are at $4.70 a gallon.
Oh.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, everyone type the price of gas into the chat where you are at right now. Today I was out driving around and I think it was $3.28 a gallon, which it was like $2.95 like a week ago. Isn't it funny how it's like kind of dwindling down over the course of a week, and then overnight it goes bam and goes up by 30 cents a gallon?
That's what happened off all of our oil reserves.
I guess.
I paid the equivalent of $7.20 a gallon yesterday.
Oh my god. Yeah, they sell it by the liter up there, don't they?
Yeah. So I was paying $1.80, $1.70 something a liter.
Gosh.
So
Seriously, invent a car that runs on water. Forget this. Forget this electric crap. Invent a car that runs on water. Salt water is even better. Invent a car that runs on salt water.
Was a guy who invented a car, ran completely on water, and they bought up his patent, and he suicided himself.
Curious.
Yeah.
TC Fitz, $5, buddy. Thanks, bud.
I thought you were gonna drink the ghost pepper beer or something like that.
You know what? As the more and more I drink it, the less hot it gets. That first drink was on fire.
Whoa.
But this was
on your face when he drinks the pickle beer.
yeah. Oh, wheelbarrow. New user here. For us new users that just monitor, can you provide some repeaters that are very active and good nets and such from the Tomball area? Okay, that's a little bit closer to you, Scott.
Yeah. So we use 146.940 is the Houston area repeater. We've had people reach out to us when propagation is really good. We've heard people from Austin, people from Louisiana, but it'll reach out to Tomball no problem. We got a couple members from my former club that are out in Tomball and tap into that repeater. And every day, Monday through Friday at 11:45 till whenever it ends, there's a daily net that they run. So you can jump.
I wonder if they know about this person knows about the repeater book, and just it'll on your phone app repeater book, it'll tell you the repeaters within certain distance of you automatically. So
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Jump on repeater book and do a search for the repeaters around there. Give you all the codes or the
PO tones.
CTS.
But it doesn't tell you which ones are active though.
No, that's true.
Yeah, he may be asking which ones are active. So Tomball has two very good DMR repeaters that are tied into our statewide group. One VHF and one UHF. So get on DMR Texas Statewide Talk Group 3148, and I'm monitoring that lots of the time. Lots of the time I'm monitoring that. So you guys get on there as well.
So on my drive up here, it takes about 10 hours to drive here from home. I had repeater book and my HT. And along the way, I was checking repeaters. I was, I definitely, I don't know if I hit the hot repeaters or not, but it's surprising. I hear you guys talk about the activity on repeaters, and I see it in some of the towns. There's no activity. Like you go and you're like, this is VHSDO monitoring the frequency. Anybody out there? Silent, right? You can hear the crickets, right? And then I had to bring my son to the hospital. He got a fishing hook in his foot, and
oh yeah,
I had to drive about an hour and a half north to the closest hospital, and I'm pulling to town, and boom, that repeater at like 10 o'clock at night was so busy.
Really?
The guys just guys talking up all miners and whatever they are, and just talking it up, and it was kind of cool just to hit them up, and right away they're like, "There's an app for the hospital. Download it, tell you the wait time," and But it's after 10 hours of driving, and then all of a sudden you come into the small town at 10 o'clock at night. That's where it's hot. Okay.
Hey man, they're using their repeater. I can't fault them for that. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun.
No, it's pretty cool.
Shane, what's going on, man? You got to find a camera that worked?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? I don't know if this works.
It sounds fine. It sounds fine.
Yeah.
What?
So there's been all kinds of drama here at my establishment, trying to get all this desk stuff sorted out.
You bought a new desk and it didn't arrive on time?
No. So part of it did. Part of it was great. FedEx got it the next day. I got one of those stand-up desks. So because my new position at work, I'm going to start working from home a couple days a week, and so I get the stand-up desk.
Got the position?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
My
I don't know that I've talked to you since then. I'm not sure if I know you were. I know you were pretty confident about it last time I talked to you, but I'm not. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I missed that. Okay. Cool. Well, congrats either way. Go ahead.
Yeah. So officially got that, and so I ordered this desk because I'm going to be working from home. And they said it'd be shipped the same day. And they did. They shipped it. I ordered it at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was shipped by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So got that done. They sent me 5 tracking numbers. I was like, surely they're not going to send this thing in 5 different shipments. So
Guess
everything,
what?
yeah, it ended up being 3 separate shipments. So they sent me 2 big boxes, and then I'm sitting there going, okay, this is a 6 foot wide desk and 30 inches deep. So I was like, unless y'all fold that thing up in a bunch of pieces, they ain't a box in here's got something that big in it.
Oh gosh.
So I kept waiting and never showed up. So I've got everything but the top of the desk. So I reached out to FedEx, and FedEx was like, we'll look into it for you. And I was, how did you lose a box that is 6 feet long, 30 inches deep, and weighs 82 pounds? How do you lose that?
How do you lose that?
I don't get it.
Oh,
you
my
can't just
God.
accidentally you can't misplace that. I can see him misplacing a stapler, but misplacing a freaking desk, I don't see how that's possible.
I'll just go down and cut yourself a piece of plywood and put it on totally the actual piece.
Right?
Improvise, adapt, overcome, man.
Oh my
That's right.
God. I was like,
So
this is
Shane,
crazy.
I bought one of those desks. It sounds very similar. I'm curious if it's the same company. I bought one of those desks like 2 years ago, and everything came in. The top had a gouge on it though.
Oh goodness.
And so I reached out to them and I said, hey, desk is great, but I got a gouge in the top here. And they said, hey, no problem. I'll send you out another one. So, so they sent me another top for it. And so I still have it in a box because the gouge, right, sits underneath the radio. I don't even see it. But, so if something happens that you don't get your desktop, let me know. I've got one that's 6 foot by 30 inches deep.
Oh wow. Oh, that's funny.
I think you're close enough to me. I may be able to drive to you to just pick
Exactly.
it up. It's an uplift desk.
That's yep. Same company.
Yeah.
It's the Uplift V2 is what it is.
Huh.
They were running a summertime special on it. So it's like $150 off, and then they threw in like 4 boxes of extras for no charge. So
yeah, cable
cool.
management stuff, and
yeah,
hey, you'll like it. It's been a good desk, no complaints.
Nice.
And I got an extra top, so there you go.
Yeah, it just blows me away. I don't know how somebody can lose an 80-pound desk, 80-pound chunk of wood that's 6 feet long.
Hey, you might get lucky. It might send you a whole second desk and not really.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I reached out to them, and Uplift said it's not uncommon for the tops to be a couple days later because I guess they have to send. It goes out on a different truck that has like 2 people and
They
stuff
go out
like
on
that.
freight.
Yeah. So I could get that, but it's been. I mean, come on, it got here 2 days ago. It doesn't take 2 days to find somebody on the side on the corner looking to make $20 to help you unload a desktop.
Right.
I was like, I'll take off a day from work just to come to a desk.
Yeah.
Come on. So laptop, the mic, my camera, and I have nothing else set up for streaming. Like you can't see it, but over on my dining room table, it's piled full of computer stuff because I've got my desktop, I've got all my lighting and all that stuff. It's all piled up on the table. So wow. Yeah, good stuff.
That's good. Good stuff.
But I will say though, this is a good one of those things. I keep talking about this mic all the time.
Yeah.
Everything's saved on here. I didn't have to reprogram the profile or anything. I plugged the mic in, downloaded the Beacon app. It read the program that was already on here, and the mic's already set up. So if you say it sounds good, then
audio is good.
Sounds fine. Sounds
then
great.
there you go.
I'm gonna. I've got one of those mics sitting at my Galveston house, and I didn't use it last time I was there because I didn't have an extra mic stand for it. So I'm gonna take a mic stand this time. I'm probably gonna call you and say, "Hey, walk me through the setup," because it sounds fantastic.
No, can't beat this thing.
Yeah. So here's a good POTA question, and we always regress to POTA. It's not a regression, but it kind of is. But Kevin, KI5OGA, quick POTA question: can you just go to a park and do a park-to-park contacts, or do you have to activate the park first? When you do a park-to-park contact, it counts as one activation. So you can do it
Awesome.
with or without Park to Parks. You have to make 10 contacts.
Period.
As long as it's not on a repeater, as long as it's not over the internet somehow, All-Star or whatever, you're good. Doesn't matter. Can be Park to Park, can be not Park to Park, can be whatever.
Yep.
And I want to know, Robert, have you ever done a POTA with satellite?
So I have not.
Okay.
I have that's something I do want to try.
Yes.
I think I've got eight contacts on a single pass is the most I've done on an FM satellite.
Okay.
And so I would have to make sure that I've got a window where I've got at least 2 satellites, right, to make an activation.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's definitely doable for sure.
So I got this in just about a week and a half ago. This is the R5. That's the elk antenna, which I bought at your recommendation, Robert. Because it'll work. This will work with an elk antenna or with a arrow antenna.
Yeah,
but this
I'm
is
excited to see that.
Yeah, this is the R Finder as L rotor. It's kind of, I don't want to say cumbersome. It's got a lot of moving parts to it. It's got a lot of connections to it. But then it connects to a control box that's not in the picture here. And the control box has Bluetooth, and that's how it connects to your R Finder phone. And then you pull up the app in R Finder, and it has a new section in it called Satellites. I think that's a beta version of the R Finder right now. So then you can say, okay, this satellite's coming, and I tracked the ISS twice yesterday. So you basically click on whatever satellite or ISS or whatever you want in the app, and and there's a track button and a simulate button. So if you click on simulate, it starts itself pointed due north. If you click on simulate, it'll swing around and it'll say, okay, here's the path I'm going to follow when the satellite comes over. And it does that because, if you're in a confined area or if you're in somewhere where it's not gonna swing correctly, or you got a big building over here or something, you're like, well, it's probably not gonna work because this big building's in my way. So you can simulate it, and then you can reposition it, and then you can track it. So it works very well. Now, I tracked 2 satellites yesterday. I tracked the ISS and 2 other satellites yesterday, and I didn't hear anything. So
What time were you tracking?
it was in the afternoon. ISS was 2 or 3.
They had that window yesterday for SSTV only, right, where they asked all operators not to use the repeater.
So I was just monitoring. I was just listening. I didn't try to key up at all.
Well, if you hit it and you were in that window, you would have definitely heard the SSTV signal, right? That's very
So
distinguishable.
And it's not. I don't want to sound derogatory, okay? But the R Finder is a really, really cool device, but the receiver on it is not the greatest. So what you can do with this setup, because the elk antenna is independently held on that thing, and it's got an SO239 on the elk antenna. You can run your SO239 coax to a V71 or an FT847 and let that sit over there, and then you can take your R Finder, control the thing, say, and since neither one of those, well, if you don't have a radio that's full duplex, you can listen on the R Finder, and then when you key up on the V71 or your second radio, you can hear yourself on the R Finder, or vice versa, however you want to do that. So I think that's how I'm going to do it next time. But it worked because you could see it. It would move. Say, here's the satellite, and it would move itself. And I'm like, this is really freaking cool the way this is working. But I didn't hear anything. But Robert, the main question I had for you is, the elk is either horizontal or it's vertical, unlike the arrow, which is both at the same time. I had mine set horizontally to point to these FM satellites. Is that right, or would you set it vertically?
Well, just think about what that satellite's doing. It's tumbling, right? So
yeah,
it doesn't matter if you have it horizontal or vertical, right?
Okay.
I mean, if I'm using the elk for 2 meter terrestrial, then I'm going to put it vertical, right?
Okay.
But when I'm working satellites, I'll do either or, and I'll twist it, right? Because that satellite's tumbling. So
well, see, and Bob says to take the arrow that's like this. That's like 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here, and twist it this way so it's an X. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I don't have an arrow, but I might borrow Frank's arrow or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So you're kind of like halfway in between each one. I'd wonder what that would do. So it's gonna. I wish I didn't have to go out of town tomorrow. Okay, I was gonna play with this more this weekend, but it works. It absolutely works as far as tracking goes. I just got to figure out the last little half step to make it to where I can actually hear something. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Did it have like an initialization where it found where it was at, so it knew what direction north and south and east and west was?
Dude, it was just clicking on a button. So or
do you supposed to set it up at due north so that it knows where to swing?
No, it does that itself. It's like okay. it calibrates itself. So basically, you put everything together and you put it on this tripod, and he sent me this is the coolest part right here, the little controller module, that has Bluetooth in it, that Bluetooths to the RFinder phone, has a power port on the top that he put power poles on, and I'm like, oh, click, yeah, hey, great. So it runs on power poles, and then it has a cable coming out of that module that runs to the actual rotor, and the rotor runs on that one cable, because the rotor has an external. The rotor has a 12-volt port on it, and I told Bob, I was like, hey, this 12-volt port, what's that for? He goes, oh, that's if you want to add a preamp. You don't really need that. I mean, it'll work without it. I'm like, oh, cool. So I don't have to run power to the rotor. No, it'll all powered off of one cable. Cool, good. So it but then you just kind of boot everything up and boot up the controller thing, and then you Bluetooth it to your phone, and then on the RFinder app, I don't have one here. I don't mind, it's inside. You can either click on Find North or Go to Home, and you just go, and it goes. There you go.
Nice.
And it just does it all itself.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then when you click on track, it'll go, and it'll just wait for that satellite to come over the horizon, and then it'll go.
And it'll start tracking it.
Like that with it. And
nice.
I'm like, oh, that's free. That is so cheating, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, it's going to be fun. So Bob wants to come down. He wants to fly, or I say down, up. He wants to fly up from Cozumel. And we're going to do a video together. Robert, I'd love for you to come out and hang with us that day.
Oh, yeah. Just let me know when. I'll be there.
Okay. All right. It'll be after I get back next week. So
you've got a TYT 9700, right? Or 9800?
9800, sure.
Yeah, so just plug that into it. Let the RFinder do the azimuth and elevation, and then
that may be what I do.
Use both those VFOs on that radio so you can hear yourself.
Right. That's a great idea. Yeah. I've got an FT847. And the RFinder itself is FM only, but it will show you all the sideband satellites. It shows you. Are there satellites on like 2.2 and 2.4 gigahertz? Because it shows me a bunch of, and it says VHFF, or it says like a 440 and a 2 meter frequency, and then if you scroll down, it'll show like a 220.
There are some beacons, right? There's some beacons.
There's some telemetry beacons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, what are these I didn't know there was satellites at these frequencies.
I want to work some linear satellites.
Yeah.
Because they're a whole lot easier. You just listen for yourself in the passband, so you don't have to deal with all that.
I don't know. I'd say it's a whole lot easier, right? It's FM satellites are easier to work than linears, right? Linears is like leveling up a little bit.
Okay. I made my 4 contacts on satellite, so I got my certificate over there. So I want to do it again sometime, and I did it on a Baofeng. So
that's right.
There's 2 radios, right? One for uplink, one for the downlink. You got to start working with the Doppler effect and everything.
Right. Yeah. So so this thing will adjust frequency on your radio for Doppler shift.
Really?
Oh, nice. On the RFinder?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it will. It'll do it'll say okay, the satellite's in AOS, whatever that is now, and then it'll switch to LOS, line of sight, when it comes over the horizon.
Yeah.
And then it'll shift for Doppler.
Well, you got acquisition of signal and then loss of signal.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought LOS was line of sight. Okay, loss of signal. Okay. That makes more sense, I guess. So, okay. So okay, so Wheelbarrow has a good question, and with the $5 super chat, and Mike into MAK. Cheers to everyone. So I owe you guys 2 drinks. Here's a good question here. You mentioned Tom Ball having 2 good DMR repeaters. What would you recommend for a good entry-level DMR HT? I was looking at the Bree DM F8. Anybody have any comments on that?
For a GMRS?
DMR.
Oh, DMR. Gotcha. I like the Anytone.
The Anytone 878.
You can't get the 868 anymore, but you can get the 878.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would call that entry level. That's like top of the line level. And yeah, I would recommend the Anytone too. It's got everything you ever need. It's more expensive. It's not entry level, but you'll never have to upgrade because it's like top of the line. I don't know anything about the DMF8 from Bree. I don't know. I would like to try one, but I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to tell you yes or no on that. The TYT MD UV380, which can be had for less than $100 now, and $80-$90, something like that. That's a tried and true, been around for a long time radio. So yeah, that's always a good one as well. So I would get something like that. But that's my opinion. So
going back to the satellite thing just for a second, I've wanted to satellites for a long time. I went and bought the Arrow antenna before I knew what I didn't know. And after watching Sean Kutzko, who's like the king of satellite radio, because he had 2 radios in a backpack that are not only not made anymore, but almost impossible to get a hold of without paying a premium. You'll pay $1,500 for 2 of those radios.
What radios were they?
The 818s.
Yeah, 818s and 817s. Those are like the classic satellite rigs, right? But
is there an upgraded version?
Go buy yourself an ICOM 2730.
Okay,
it's $300. You can buy it brand new off the shelf, right? You can buy it today, and that's what I use, and it works fantastic.
And that'll work linear as well as the FM?
That's just your FMs.
Okay. What if you want to work linears? And you're at
then you're going to get into something like you're gonna have to pick up something that can do that sideband.
Well, one of my unicorns is I want to contact the ISS.
Yeah.
Once that's done, it's just pretty much a one and done thing. Then I want to start doing other satellite stuff, and I just don't know where to go because finding a full duplex radio has been really difficult. Or going off and buying 2 radios, has been just a massive expense. Man, I'm talking about paying as much as I would for a 7300 for 2 old radios.
That's why the 2730 is awesome, right? And it's a great little radio, right? You can use it for other things as well, right? I mean, there's no digital, right? It's just an analog radio, but it's a really good analog radio, and it's full duplex.
I mean, if you want something that does all mode sideband, you can use an 857, a IC706, or a IC7000. Those will do that. Now, they're not full duplex, but in fact, they're not even duplex at all. Those radios are single band receive only. But you don't have to have full duplex to do satellite. It's easier, especially for a newcomer. But it is not. You can absolutely 100% work a satellite with not full duplex. So
I guess what I just did. It's somebody who's interested or who does this stuff all the time and just sit down one day or sit down for an afternoon and just play with the equipment they've got and just try it out.
Yeah, Scott. Next time we do some sort of meetup here in Texas, I'll bring my gear and you can play with it all day.
Cool.
Assuming that we get this. Which we should, if I'm going out of town for a week and then I'm coming back, and it'll be a week and a half before we leave for Huntsville. So I might try to have Bob come out between that, but before we leave for Huntsville and do that. But once that's done, and get back from Huntsville, and I have a week or so before we go to Galveston for Labor Day. We'll be down there for a couple weeks. I want to take the satellite to Galveston and go set it up on the beach, whether I'm in the park or not. I do want to do the park, but whether I'm in the park or not, I just want to go work some satellites from the beach because there's no obstructions out there at all. You just go set up on the beach and it's just all open. Yeah.
Are you doing? Are you going to do a little event there? Are you going to have folks out or?
we'll probably do like a 1-day meetup or something like that, and say, hey, let's go activate the park. I try to do stuff like that every time I'm down there. It's just come out for the day and then go home later that day. So I want to do that. I do want to do that. I don't have anything on the books right now, but yes, I'm going to try to.
Now that I'm off weekends, I can come down there.
Cool. Okay.
We're all fun, man. We have a great time. When people show up, it's even more fun. We're just
yeah. We're gonna try to do Winter Field Day there next January, and that will be a 4 or 5 day thing.
Yeah,
we'll come down 2 or 3 days before, stay through the weekend. Everybody can go home.
That is awesome. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah. So we're gonna we want to do that next January. So, yeah. In fact, doing Winter Field Day from the park is double whammy because you get to submit your logs in 2 places. So
yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we want to totally do that. So I think that'd be fun.
We should organize something where we can all set up a little campsite out on the beach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Outside those pylons, that's just regular beach, right? It's not part of the actual park.
It actually, if you look at, Mike and I had this discussion a while back. It's ambiguous, okay? Because on the pylon is the sign that says Galveston Island State Park, enter here or something like that, border. It makes you think it's a border. But if you look on Google Maps, that entire road that you drive down to get to the beach and all the area on this side of the road is part of the state park.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all part of the state park.
Nice.
So we don't have to camp inside of the pylons to be in the state park.
I wonder if they'd freak out if we did camp out there.
I don't think so, because back when they had the park, so Galveston Island State Park, there's a farm market road called 3005 San Luis Pass that goes all the way through Galveston. It's the same road as Seawall Boulevard. Once you get far enough south, turns into San Luis Pass FM 3005. Once you get far enough, the state park is on both sides of the road, and they shut down the beach side of the road for like 2 years for renovations. Well, they can't really close the beach because the beach is public domain. So we would go out there on the beach. We couldn't go up into the park part of the beach, but people were walking up and down the beach and camping on the beach and doing day trips on the beach the whole time because the beach is open public access. So no, I don't think we could be inside the park there on the edge of the beach where we always go, Scott, and we could totally camp there.
I'm just thinking, portable smoker, a couple tents, bunch of cigars, a little whiskey.
You just talked me into it. Let's go tomorrow. Let's yeah.
Twist my arm.
Twist my arm. Yeah. No, we could absolutely do that. I don't think that you can park in that area right there, and as far as I know, there's not a rule against camping overnight. I don't think that there is. I've seen people do it.
I do have access to a GP medium and possibly a GP large that'll house like 45 people.
Wow.
It just
Instead
takes
of Christmas in July, Winter Field Day in July.
It's a beach commune that just got set up.
Yeah. We could go down there and David Koresh it for a weekend.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't want the weekend to end the same way.
Right. Yeah. End a little bit more peacefully, I guess. Yeah.
But I prefer the feds not to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If they show up, I'm out.
Yeah. But that would, we could probably do that.
Might be worth bringing that to a bigger discussion, maybe planning something else so we have everything, all the details in a row there before the time comes out.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, did you say you're leaving tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Because I need to get that sherry note from you at some point.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So I sent a sherry to Bill and to Kevin. And Kevin emailed me saying he got his, and he was like, man, I can't come on before next week. I'm like, dude, it's going to be after Huntsville when we do that. So
yeah,
because I'm not going to be live streaming Sunday because I'll be on my trip. The following Sunday, I'm going to have Mike and Lindy from Ham Radio Deluxe on. And then the Sunday after that is the Sunday before Huntsville, and I'm inviting all you guys who are coming to Huntsville on. We're going to do a Huntsville discussion. So it'll be after we get back from Huntsville before we do that build. And we're gonna try to get Scott going at the same time.
Yeah.
Scott's got a Sherry note that he doesn't remember how to log into. So, Mr. IT website guy over here, he doesn't remember his login. So,
Freddie Mac's got a great video playlist if you need a tutorial.
Oh yeah, we got the reference library going on, man.
I'll be following along with that. I just got my pies on order, so
Nice.
Yeah, the pies are dropping.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got mine. My pie's here and ready to go. So I was surprised that I was able to grab one.
several people in the chat said that they ordered one. So I'm going to refresh this page. Where
Yeah.
did it go? There it is.
I
right
grabbed
there.
2 just because.
Just because, yeah.
Yeah, because they're so hard to get.
Okay. They don't have a real-time counter. It still says 1242 in stock. Wake up tomorrow morning and see what the number is, and that's how many was sold, probably.
Nice.
It makes it that long.
This one quit working. It was doing just fine. I didn't do anything to it. I just unplugged it for a while, then I plugged it back in one day. It's like, you got a password? It's like, nope.
Oh no.
Time to reflash that drive.
Yeah. I mean, really all you need to do is get a micro SD card, flash it with the ham VoIP image.
Yeah.
Go through a setup that takes about 10, maybe 15 minutes. 15 minutes for the total noob, which you're not. And you're done. I mean, it's simple.
This has been a while since I've done it, so I probably just need a little guidance or whatever. But
Well, that's fine. Like I said, I do a video with you. I mean, I just put up a video on my channel 2 weeks ago that says setting up a Sherry node from scratch. Now, yours may not be a Sherry, but the basic setup is the same.
Oh yeah.
So it's not.
there
it's
is
not that.
there's a card in here. We can take that out and just wipe that out, right?
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, it's just a matter. Yeah, you can.
This one's used right now. I still don't know the password, so
Yeah. True. I don't like wiping stuff until I know that the new product is working. So I'm like, take the old card out, put a new card in. And if we totally bork it, then we can just put the old card back in. But since you can't log into it anyway.
Yeah, I got to stack a little mini SD.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Get you a 32 gig and make sure it's a class 10. I always prefer SanDisk cards because they're quality.
Yeah.
And some Samsungs are good too. Just make sure it's a class 10, no bigger than a 32. Some of those Pi 4s will handle a 64, but they're not supposed to by design, but they will anyway.
I've got a Samsung 64 here. I'm not sure what's actually in the Pi.
32 and 64 is actually kind of overkill. I've got mine running on a 16. I think it's overkill. I think you could do an 8 gig and
well, if you do a bunch of add-ons, you're going to want a 32. Like DV switch and some of this stuff like that. But
okay.
The 16 is good. It's really good. If you're just going to do All-Star, 16's good. It's great.
Okay.
And they're cheap enough. They'll be like $6 for 16 gigs.
Something
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Amazon's having
cheap
deals
nowadays.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays they're real cheap.
Affiliate links below.
AC5 HWB for 5% off.
That's right.
That's right. Live next to a micro center. I mean, I can go up there and grab them all day long. There's also Fry's in the area, and
yeah,
I really miss Fry's Electronics. Anybody else miss Fry's?
Oh yeah,
I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we had Fry's Day every Friday.
No,
right.
All I had was Radio Shack.
I miss Radio Shack too.
Yeah.
In my hometown, that's all we had was Radio Shack.
The real Radio Shack.
The real one. You could go down there and buy crystals for your radio whenever you
Yep.
wanted to.
Right.
You bet.
Yeah.
And they actually sold ham radios.
Yep.
I got my first license. They sold.
I got my first ham radio study book from Radio Shack.
That's a beaut.
Yeah. HTX 202, baby.
Oh, that's a real deal
wow.
there.
Yeah. So.
Check.
Very nice.
There you go. So that's it, man. Yeah. But
you could reach our bell with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doubles as a concealed weapon. So
Jason, did I tell you the Phantom Baofeng showed up?
No.
The one that has airband built into it?
Oh, yeah. You got it?
Dude, yes.
Does it work?
Yeah. Hold on. We'll do a demo.
Okay.
Oh,
wait, there's more.
Mystery Baofeng.
Mystery Baofeng.
Well, there's a story. There's always a story.
There's always a story.
Yeah. So this radio apparently does not exist in anywhere. And the website that you go to, if you put this model in, I got scammed on that website. So the radio, they sent me.
They send you a matchbox?
Long story short, they sent me this radio, which.
Oh, that's Gen 1. Yeah.
It's kind of close. It's close. And I said, but this one doesn't do AM, and which is the whole reason I bought the stupid thing to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So then they said, well, tough luck. Hold on, I gotta make sure I got this right.
So where did you find that one, Shane?
So on eBay.
Okay.
So you can actually get this particular radio on eBay. Let me turn off
The same
that
chassis
frequency.
looks like.
It is.
Yeah.
And you're gone.
Speaking of,
I
Jason,
should be here.
have you tried that UV13? I watched your video on it, but I haven't seen. I was curious how it did on the spurious emissions test.
I have not put it on a spectrum analyzer.
Gotcha.
So I imagine it will fail and fail big, but no, I have not done that yet.
As Ape would say, it's not street legal, son.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's probably true for it too. So
Yeah, that's too bad. It's a decent radio.
It's a neat
otherwise.
radio. Yeah, it really is a neat radio. So, but we'll see. It can't be as bad as that Talk Pod, but we'll see.
TalkPod does great on GMRS.
No.
It does a decent aircraft receive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice.
I don't know if y'all heard that, but
Yeah, I heard it.
Something.
Yeah.
Visual with the Challenger and clear visual 1.3 right stuff with 2014.
Wow.
Wow.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. That's
the
pretty
AM
good.
on this is killer.
Send me a link to that, Shane.
Yeah, that's good
That's-
audio.
I've got one of those, and the AM's not bad, but I have to go north to hear it because where I live, there's just a little community airport. I've got to get closer to Tulsa before I can get anything.
So
DFW is right there.
yeah. So
Right
I'm
there.
listening to Regional
Excellent.
Approach, and on the patio, I can hear the actual ground station talking to the aircraft and the aircraft talking back.
Oh wow.
Because normally you can only hear one side of the conversation.
Yep.
I put a signal stick on it. So, but yeah,
There you go.
I'll try to find a link. There's a guy on eBay that's selling the actual correct UV18, and yeah, I mean the AM side of it, we used it for balloon flying the other day because we're on 151.625 to talk between the ground chase vehicle and the truck and the balloon. So we just were monitoring Regional Approach for airplanes in the area because we were kind of close to an airport, and we were still able to talk back and forth between the truck and the balloon. So it killed two birds with one stone, and it was a $30 Baofeng.
Yeah. And it
It's
did
a tank
222.
too. Yeah.
What's the model number on that?
BF18H. But don't go, if you see baofengglobal.com, don't go there because they're going to send you this.
That's the 18L, is it not?
That's the 18L.
Yeah.
And you want the 18H.
So I've got a contact at Baofeng, and I emailed them because when I put up that 13 video, so that UV13 video was a revamp of a UV13 video I put up last year. And when I put up that video, and I put up there was another the UV10R, which I put up like 2 years and a half ago, something like that. And people come by the channel and say, "Yeah, these aren't real Baofengs because they're not on the Baofeng website." And I went and looked at the Baofeng website, and they're correct. They're not on the website. So I emailed Baofeng because I got a contact at Baofeng that sent me stuff a couple times over the years, and I was like, "Hey, what's the story behind?" And they're like, "Oh, those are generally made for a specific customer, and then we like put them on eBay after that." So
And then don't claim
so
them.
I'm like, so I'm like, "Do you make these?" They're like, "Oh yeah, they're made by us. Yeah, they're our radio." I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's all I
Oh,
wanted to know."
wow.
Cool. So yeah, so if you see a Baofeng, most likely, in my opinion, I
So
I
wait a
only asked
minute,
them about
wait a
two
minute, wait a
models, but
So can I buy 50 of these and
Well,
resell them?
yeah. I mean, but wait a minute. Can we get a custom Baofeng? one?
Right?
Hey,
That
that's
meets
what we
our
need to do.
specifications.
They must
I mean,
not be listing these things as an 18H on eBay.
No, they're I've got the link. Let me hold on one second.
Yeah, don't. I'll get it when you get it.
I mean, I could see Ham Radio 2.0.
Yeah, the new
Baofeng,
Baofeng HR
right?
2.0.
Exactly.
yeah,
It does AM.
I would do that. I would do
220,
that, but I'd have
million.
to make sure that it's spurious emissions
Street
good,
legal.
Put it on the
street
analyzer
legal,
first.
Street legal, yeah.
and if Balfang's making it, then it's probably not gonna be. Let me acknowledge Cleeshan Johnson. Thank you for the super chat. And Wheelbarrow. Are any of you experienced with the Quansheng UVK5? Shane,
I'm very
couple of
familiar with it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shane. He's asking about it.
What does he want to know? I mean, it's a it's a noisy little radio. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. I mean,
It's a handheld.
It's a handheld.
It's got an antenna.
It does poorly AM. I mean, it you can hear it. If the airplane's not too close to you or too far away from you, the audio's not bad. I do like the ability for you, if you had a couple of them, to transfer wirelessly between the two. You can actually duplicate the code plug that's inside of it. I like that aspect of it. The mic audio is a little tinny, and it has a pancake speaker underneath there, so the audio coming out of the front of the radio kind of sounds like crap. But for the price and what it does, it's actually a decent. It's a throwaway radio, just like a regular Baofeng is.
Yeah.
But they're for what they are. I mean, the throw in AM into the mix was really a good idea. I would put a signal stick on it. I wouldn't stick with that little crappy floppy antenna that comes with it.
Yep.
I've been hearing about people changing the speakers out in them too to give them a better sound. but
I've almost thought about that because I've got a Radiodity radio that I think I could pop the speaker out of and put in that.
Right.
That's a video right there. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Modern the Quansheng. That's my
Let's
most
right.
viewed
On a
videos.
pig.
Are like 25,000 views on that. So it's like, hey, if you watch this video, look what I
That's
did to
right.
the speaker.
That's right.
You know, it's really too bad they couldn't get, I mean, a lot of those Chinese radios, they look really cool, right?
Yeah,
they
they
have
do.
a
Yeah, that's the
great
goal.
aesthetic, but they just, you know, if they could combine that with some decent performance, I think
Mhm.
they'd
Yeah.
sell them like,
you could sell them
crazy.
faster than they could make them.
yeah.
I will say this radio gets excellent audio reports
Yeah.
on the GMRS repeater.
It's like a FT70 clone.
Yeah.
Or maybe an FT3.
Mm.
Yep.
Now, send me a
That
link to that. Shane.
FT70
Yeah.
has awesome audio. I love the audio on that radio.
You know, one guy was telling me he liked the audio better on that one than the FT5, and when he put them next to each other and compared them, I'm like, yeah, I can see what you're
It's
saying.
easier
on that.
to listen to.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying on that.
The battery lasts
didn't-
longer.
I didn't like the FT70 because I thought the programming on the YSF stuff, on the digital stuff, was a pain. Because
is.
basically the FT1, 2, 3, and 5 are all basically the same, and even the mobile radios. And the FT7, they like changed everything, and I'm like, I don't like this. So I had one for a while, did video, and I sold it. I've got my FT5, and I love it. And the FT70 doesn't have APRS, and that's the real reason that I did it. But there's nothing. I mean, the FT70 does sound a little bit better than the FT5. I agree with him.
Yeah,
So,
for the price, right?
Yeah,
For what?
yeah.
150 bucks what they're going for today? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Racer XO7 762 in the super chat. Here's this pickle beer to you, buddy. Thanks.
Ugh, pickle beer.
So,
Blech.
Jay, did you skip
It's
the
not good.
FT3 and go straight to the FT5? Or did you own an FT3?
I have a FT1, an FT3, and an FT5.
Okay.
I never got the FT2, and they did not make an FT4 because they have an FT4 XR or something like that. That's an analog radio, so they skipped that number. The FT3 was in production. It was their flagship, and then COVID hit, and the Japanese factory fire hit. And I had John on the show that explained all this, and they came out with the FT5 6 or 8 months later, and people were like, "Why? The FT3 is new," and he's like, "Well, we had to change so much internal guts in it due to the chip shortage, the factory fire, and all this other stuff. We had to reapply for an FCC cert because so much internally changed in it because we couldn't get parts for the old one anymore. So they're like, well, let's just change this and this and this also and make some updates that customers have asked for, such as like the PTT button on the FT3 kind of sticks out a little bit farther and it easily gets bumped when it's on your belt. So they fixed that. They have that new clip-on battery clip on the back of the FT5 that the FT3 didn't have, and some aesthetic stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. What?
I was just saying, I'm glad I bought my FT3 when I did.
Yeah, I still have mine. I love it. I'm not getting rid of it.
Good radio.
It sits in my office upstairs and monitors the Texas Patriots YSF room. And then the FT5 is the one I actually carry with me when I go places. So, it's a good radio. The only thing I don't like about either of the FT5 is not so bad, and the FT3 is not too bad either. I've still got an FT1, and I really like that radio. But if you turn on APRS, the battery lasts about 3 hours. It's dead.
Yeah, those batteries go fast.
Yeah, but if you turn off APRS, it doesn't do that. So whatever. But
I sent you the link in Discord.
I saw it. Thanks.
Anybody heard any word about the FTM 500 firmware upgrade possibilities? Still can't use my DTMF.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the DTMF stuff at all. So
yeah,
someday, unfortunately. Eventually, yeah, I'm sure they'll eventually address.
Oh yeah,
I still love the radio, but yeah, it's got
nothing.
It's got a couple of quirks with it that.
Hey, Jason, I saw a couple of questions there related to happy hour T-shirts. Right, that's a hot topic in the chat.
I know. So this is my fault. This is totally my fault. I should have done this a long time ago. My printer has had these T-shirts. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. They've had the design for a while. They're the ones who did the logo, the pint glasses for me. They did a couple of the not all of my stickers. I got my stickers done in two or three different places. They did some of them. Where did that go here?
While you're looking for that, I do have a kind of a discussion with
go ahead,
the person who asked the question about the Quansheng. And Freddie Mac, you've got both radios too. If you were going to recommend on a Quansheng budget between the Quansheng and the Talk Pod, I think personally I would probably have someone lean more towards the Talk Pod just because the audio is so much better.
The audio is better on the Talk Pod. The only other thing I can give the Quansheng is that firmware that they came out with to make it do all these other things, which I'm not sure it's all that great and wonderful. Yeah, it's a few more features, but TalkPod sounds better.
Yeah,
but the audio is great.
And it sounds great. I've got great receive audio reports talking on the repeater with it. It's just terrible on 2 meters. Like the 70 centimeter side of that chip is fantastic, and it's not dirty on 70 centimeters, but on the 2 meter side, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's crap.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't the 2 meter the first harmonic stronger than the fundamental frequency?
Mine wasn't, but I know someone who was. And the Abri. That one, the first harmonic was putting out 2 watts.
Oh,
so you have a 5-watt radio putting out 2 watts on the harmonics. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna fly.
Again, it's a good looking radio, right?
The one thing I wish they would do is make the channel name font as big as the frequency font.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm old and my eyes suck, but I would like to be able to read that better.
Yeah. But if you're just looking for an affordable HT that you don't care about the AEM, though, that TDH8 that I did the review on, the revision of that, the audio and all that sounds great. And it for the test equipment that I have, it's good enough. Yeah, I mean, it was within like a couple of dB of being within spec, and I was like, and then there's other people that have tested it with like actual, Regal analyzers, like those big, expensive analyzers, and they're saying they're fine. But in the US, when you get the TalkPod, it's going to be locked to GMRS, or it should be. If you buy it off of Amazon, it should be. If they send it to you directly, it won't be.
Mine was wide open.
Did you get it from Amazon, or did they send it to you?
No, I haven't talked to TalkPod.
Okay.
No, they didn't send it to me. I bought it from Amazon with my own money. I'm working on a video right now. I'm doing kind of a different video on it. But yeah, no, I bought mine and it's wide open. No problems. So, yep.
I'd get another 18, one of those Baofeng 18Hs if I could find one. You need to send me that link.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. It won't, according to the eBay, it's not going to be in stock until the August the 10th. But yeah, I'll send that over to you.
Thank you.
If I could find a reliable source, like if I could reach out to this person and get them in quantity, I would just order a bunch of them and make them available to anyone who's watching the channels if y'all want to buy one.
Are they that good?
I love it. I really do. The receiver's fantastic. It's got this gun trigger like PTT button on it.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's just, and it's a beefy radio. Like you could like throw that at somebody and give them a black eye.
Oh yeah,
Jason, you got to reach out to your Baofeng guy and see if you can design your own, right?
Maybe so.
It comes complete with the Barry White voice prompts.
You know what? I forgot. I had it turned down.
Frequency mode.
That's funny.
It just needs to say "baby" at the end.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
That was one of the whole reasons I bought it, or that I got
and
it.
the Podger beat.
And the Podger beat, yeah.
They misspelled the menu item. It's Podger beat. I've actually got another radio
Podger
coming.
beat? That's what they
show them, Shane.
Yeah,
mine's downstairs.
Really?
Yeah, send me that, Shane. I might pick one up just for the heck of it.
Yeah,
they actually released another model I've got coming from AliExpress that looks exactly. I mean, the screen looks exactly like that, and they misspelled it on that one too.
Oh my god!
I don't know if you can see that or not. Come on, camera, focus.
It's out of focus,
but yeah, it says Podger on the
instead
of a Roger beep. It's a Podger beep.
It's a Podger beep.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
But this one, I was disappointed because when I got this one, it had this voice on it.
Welcome. Frequency mode.
So it had that normal voice. I said, no,
That's
I want Barry White.
voice. Yeah.
Broken English.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. Well, let's pause for a short 90-second commercial break. How would you like to win a brand new Yaesu FT5D? I'm going to tell you about a project I'm working on that's going to start at the end of July. Watch this. On Saturday, July 29th, I will be getting on a plane going somewhere. I'm going to get on a plane and fly out of state to somewhere, and I'm going to take this brand new Yaesu FT5 with me. And when I land, I'm going to turn on APRS and Beacon APRS. The way that you win this radio, I'm going to gamify this. The way that you win this radio is you come find me on APRS. Each day I will post a new video. Every day I will record a video and upload it, and it will post the following day. And I'll tell you when I get there, I'll tell you where I am. I'll tell you what to look for. I'll tell you how to find me, because I will be KC5HWB-something on APRS. I'm going to fly to one spot, spend a day or two there, get in a car, drive to another spot in another state, and all the way be beaconing APRS. We're going to do some POTA along the way. We're going to end up at a really cool location at the end of all this. It's going to be a really fun event, so I invite you to join me. Look for me on APRS, and you can win this brand new radio.
Yeah. They're $36 on eBay.
Worth every penny.
Fantastic.
$36 on eBay. There you go. That UV13 that I just reviewed was like $33.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
So, yeah, it's
so
not much.
When I talked to well, they were a scam artist when I talked to them, but they were saying if I did a bulk order, they'd do them for $15 a unit.
How many? A bulk meaning how many?
50.
Oh, 50. Minimum 50. Okay.
Yeah. But I would be interested to see if Baofeng, since they make that, if they would do a run for us.
You never. I bet they would. You
I'd
throw
go
money
in
at
on that.
You
I'd go
throw
in on
money at Baofeng, they'll probably do it.
Yeah,
I
I'd be a
think
part
that
of
thing
that.
would sell out.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, it's worth a thought.
I don't want a bunch of emails. Oh, this thing's pretty submission.
Don't
I was
care.
like, well, it's a Baofeng. What do you want?
What do you expect?
Valid point. Valid
Yeah.
This is not ham radio.
That's right. All right, guys. I appreciate everyone hanging with me tonight. We've been going for about 2 hours and 13 minutes. And happy hour is always fun, even if the crowd is small, and especially when Frank is not here. And you can tell him I said that.
You'll catch it on the replay.
Frank didn't tell me that he wasn't going to be here until 30 minutes before the stream. So I'm like, well, you're going to get made fun of then. That's just how it works. So
Frank, if I can be here, you can be here.
That's right.
I'm on a laptop. Come on.
He's got company in town, he said.
Oh.
But again, he didn't tell me that until 30 minutes before the stream. So that's okay. I just like teasing Frank. So let's go around the room and tell what everybody's coming up on their channel. And you guys just saw the commercial, what's coming up on this channel. So I'm going to let Scott go first. He was here first tonight. So what's coming up on your channel, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, guys, I have some cool news. I went and bought a truck this week.
Hey,
All right.
Then, rolled up, got my truck rolled over and destroyed. So I bought a new 4Runner, and one of the next videos is going to be reinstalling my FTM 400 XDR into my new truck.
Nice.
And now that I'm mobile, I can now get away from all the RFI that's in my stupid neighborhood and get out to the parks and do some more reviews of some of the antennas that I purchased and built, as well as do some more demos and some more POTA stuff. So just stay tuned for all that stuff. Look me up on Ham Radio for Non-Techies, HR4NT on Google. I'm everywhere. Just look it up. I'm all over the place.
Thanks for being here, Scott. Glad you're coming up in the world. Congrats on the new truck. It looks nice. Freddie Mac, what's coming up on your channel, man?
Oh, just I've got another video coming up on the detailed functionality of Skywarn Plus, the nice add-on for your All-Star node. Covers the ability for your courtesy tones to change during certain weather alerts and your ID to change during certain weather alerts. Just some functionality.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. There's still functions I've yet to cover, but I've got some stuff coming on that, some more small to short tutorials coming up for configuration of your Super Montu or other segments of your All-Star node to kind of help out. And going to go to Ham Hall Day in Oklahoma City tomorrow morning. Might catch some video from there and see what they've got to offer, and hopefully find some things I want/need more than want and need.
I hear you. Good deal.
Oh, but check us out at hamradiolife.org or the Ham Radio Crusader on YouTube.
That's right. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you jumping on tonight.
Yes, sir.
Robert, people may not know about your channel, so tell them about your channel and if you have something new coming up and what's going on.
Yeah, well, thanks for the invitation tonight. This has been a lot of fun. So my channel's pretty new, and I'm still trying to find my way, really, and decide what I want the channel to focus on. I've been doing things that I enjoy. So there's a lot of satellite videos out there. That's something that I get really excited about. So that's easy. I've also put up some videos about my field day experience, just things I'm playing around with. So, I've got some additional videos coming up around things that I did during field day. So I'm going to be talking with Brad Fuller, who's a microwave operator in our area. He's also a Fred Fish Award winner. So he's a pretty accomplished ham.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be showing off his microwave rig a little bit deeper than I had in prior videos. So, and then look, I'm super excited about Huntsville, right? I'm going to be doing some getting ready for Huntsville videos. So that's going to be the focus here in the near term, and just looking forward to getting out and seeing everybody face to face again. I mean, this is great, but there's nothing like seeing everybody in person. So really looking forward to that.
Very true. Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for being here, man. Looking for. Are you driving or are you flying out there?
I'm flying out. I'll be there Thursday by noon.
Okay. All right. We'll be there Wednesday evening. We're gonna leave here Thursday morning or Wednesday morning, drive the whole way. So.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a cabin, so I'm
cool. Okay.
I'll be up on Montesano.
So we'll probably be hanging out there Thursday. I'm gonna go tour hang out with the Gigaparts guys a little bit on Thursday, and then we'll probably be back at the campsite on Thursday night, and then Friday's all day POTA at the pavilion that Vern rented for us.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be fun for sure. So, all right, man, look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining tonight. Shane, you're next. What's going on?
Hey, not much. A lot of life changes going on, so the channel's kind of on pause for the moment, but I have a Testman multimeter. So if you're looking for like a super compact automatic multimeter to put in your go bag, to put in your POTA bag, anything like that, that's just simple, easy to use. This thing is fantastic. So I've got that coming up. I've got these couple of Baofangs. I've got I got ripped off by Baofang video that I'm working on. I've got,
that's what you should call it. You should title
totally.
You should title it that. Yeah.
I've got the Talk Pod. I'm going to do another couple of videos on that. I think that's a cool radio that deserves more than just one pass. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss Huntsville this time around because I've got to concentrate on the new position at work. But now I'm going to have weekends off, so the support your park weekends and stuff like that. The next one we have for the fall, I should be able to attend that. So looking forward to that. Good. And looking forward to my desk finally showing up. That would be great. So this side of the radio on YouTube, or you can, and if you want to look at it this way, you can come join us on the Clubhouse. That's Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. And sometimes we talk about ham radio. Most of the time we talk about whatever is on Izzo's mind. So it's always a good time. Had Michael Martin's a couple weeks ago. That was a great show.
Oh yeah.
You never know who's going to show up. Just this pops in, and it's always guaranteed to be an escape from whatever's bugging you for the week. Just pop in, hang out. It's our version of a ham radio meeting without the drama and without without the politics, without any of that stuff. We just sit around and have fun, talk radio. So Tuesday night,
you
7
do
p.m.
have Larry
Central Time.
King. You've got Don, Larry King, Izzo.
Yeah, Larry King Izzo. That's true. It's a good way to look at it.
So that's all I got. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad I could make it work with this little setup here.
Yeah, no, it's fun. You definitely sound good. So thanks for joining.
Unlike Hayden.
So, yeah. Hayden ditched us. He's private messaged me. Hey, have you got time to talk? Join the happy hour. No, I can't. I'm leaving. What?
Wait, we still got to build a DX Commander.
Yeah. Well, I had Callum on the channel on Wednesday, 2 days ago. So if you guys didn't watch my interview with Callum on Wednesday, go back and check that out. But I told him, I was like, you and me and Frank are going to get together once the weather is not 105 degrees outside.
Degrees.
Yeah. And Shane, you and I need to get back up to Oklahoma to do that place that you were telling me about as well.
Yeah, now that that's all taken, now that everything's taken care of, I can schedule some time to be away for a day or two. So that's perfect.
Shane and I are going to do an overlanding / POTA activation event together. So,
and Freddie Mac, I don't know how far you are from Hochtown, but it's
not that far.
Yeah, so we're gonna
love that place.
Yeah, I'll send you the map pin that I found that's got this little campsite up there that's not published or anything like that. We're gonna go up there and do some POTA.
Sweet. Look forward to it.
Should be fun. All right, well, you guys check out, be watching the channel. I will, let's see, today's Friday. I probably won't post anything tomorrow, but Sunday I will post my first video about where I'm going, what I'm doing, and beaconing APRS, KC5HWB-5, and seeing who can come find me and win a radio. So it's going to be a really fun event.
Such a great idea.
Yeah,
it's really cheap to ship it to my house, by the way. Or I'll just
okay. If you win it, if you come to where I'm at, I'm gonna hand it to the winner. I'll put it like that. I don't have to ship it. So the part of the contest is
fly for free.
I was gonna say, it's not that out of the question for you to come find me. So, but it's a good deal. So. Good luck to all. Thank you for being here tonight. Please do watch the videos that I'm going to start posting on Sunday. Share them wherever you want to on social media. That would help me out a lot. And we will catch you guys next week. So 73 to all, and everybody wave goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah. Later, guys.
Have a good night.